Everything he said, everything he done, don't you know it's been hard to me? Took a shallow blow from behind, you know it. Too bad that I'm still walking, babe. And I knew it that you would be wrong, but my heart made a fool of me. Think I'm done, but baby when I'm done, you know a different side of me. You're here for a fight, then I'm ready. As hard as you try, you can't bruise my armor. Can't bruise my armor. Give you dips for a shot, take a hit and run. No point hiding, I'll find a way. Better hurts you to know that I'm finding my own. So much better without you, babe. You're here for a fight, then I'm ready. As hard as you try, you can't bruise my armor. Can't bruise my armor. You can't take me down when I'm steady. I built from the ground, you can't bruise my armor. Can't bruise my armor. You're all out of rounds. If I was you, yeah, I'd be scared of me. You're out of rounds and not a scratch at me. What goes around comes back around until you're upside down. Tables turning now. If I was you, yeah, I'd be scared of me. You're out of rounds and not a scratch at me. What goes around comes back around until you're upside down. Tables turning now. You're here for a fight, then I'm ready. As hard as you try, you can't bruise my armor. Can't bruise my armor. Can't bruise my armor. You can't take me down when I'm steady. I built from the ground, you can't bruise my armor. Can't bruise my armor. You're all out of rounds.
Take another tumble, running through the jungle. I know what you came for, but this is what you came for. Riding through the downtown, running from the countdown. I know what you came for, honey, but this is what you came for. Oh, I know I got no excuse, living a lie, but I'm telling the truth. Baby, I know I got no excuse, so cut me loose, cut me loose. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for. Wanna know the fast night, ready for a fast ride. I know what you came for. This is what you came for. Looking for a front seat, then come around the streets. I know what you came for, but this is what you came for. Baby, I know I got no excuse, living a lie, but I'm telling the truth. Baby, I know I got no excuse, so cut me loose, cut me loose. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh. This is what you came for, oh.
100 Thieves have gone 7-1, and they could pick up a playoff bye as a result of their hard work. If they win this match, they will be locked into a first or second place. And it seems with this team, ever since week 6, a different individual has stepped up every single week to carry a game. So in their wins, 100 Thieves have shown that they're diversifying their win conditions, which may prove to be a valuable asset come playoffs.
I have to think so. I mean, it's just so impressive how almost quickly this team has come together and built cohesion with, players that have not played with each other until now. So certainly impressed for a new org especially to be so far up and maybe even a chance with in fact, they have a chance with a bye, maybe even grabbing it here.
I mean, remember the start of the split where they started 3-1 in the first 2 weeks, and there was talk of them being in that top of the table and the contenders versus pretenders conversation. They were ruled out at first. Then there was questions about, oh, maybe they belong there. Then they went on a 4-game losing streak, and then they just went into the back of people's minds as maybe they got lucky at the start. But this 7-1 record on the second half of the split is something you cannot ignore when they've all been performing incredibly well and they've been gelling, and these veterans have come together at just the right time, and they could be looking at a top spot.
And for Echo Fox, who've been on quite a roller coaster in their back half of this split after being atop the mountain after the first half. We'll have to see what happens here because this is a lot on the line between these two sides. GP and Swain banned out by 100 Thieves. Zaya and Olaf banned out by Echo Fox. So far, so standard.
It's important to note that Echo Fox, they selected red side. A lot of teams just go blue because they want to be able to kind of pinch the Zaya Rakan combo, pick up, answers to jungle and whatnot. But right here, Echo Fox are saying counter pick is the name of the game, and 100 Thieves are saying let's ban the Cassiopeia from Damonte and let's ban 2 champions that we know Huni doesn't have a lot of counters against top lane for our side.
Makes sense to take away Damonte's champion and make him show you another one. Ryu's Talia actually going to be banned away here, so a small amount of attention paid mid, and as a result, 100 Thieves thinking about that Ryze first pick. Yeah, and they lock it in.
Ryze, Skarner now on the table for Echo Fox to pick up, but Dardoch, I know he hates Skarner. I was watching his stream, and he was just like, nope, only good junglers don't play Skarner. It was pretty much, hey, I thought he was good, pick Skarner, nope, not on that list. And so Dardoch, we'll see if he actually picks it here. Because 100 Thieves, I think they're kind of betting on the fact that he won't do it.
I think they are as well, and even if he doesn't like it, maybe he likes winning. So we'll see if he does take it, given that this is their final regular season game. Tiebreakers notwithstanding. Caitlyn, though, is the lock-in there for Altec. And a lot of Caitlyn-centric lanes in recent memory for these two, and Dardoch will eschew the trend. He goes for Sejuani.
Yep, and that's something that is actually a bit of a red flag, where if you're going by power and like tier list, Skarner is considered much higher than Sejuani right now in the current patch with Predator, and especially with the #1 counter of Olaf banned away, Sejuani going to that instead does raise a few questions for Echo Fox moving forward, but here they're going to have this in that jungle, so it gives engage power over to Dardoch.
I mean, it is kind of a Dardoch thing. Who is right, Dardoch or everybody else? We'll have to see as Braum is locked in there for 100 Thieves, taking away a pretty powerful lane dominant support. And I was going to say, Meteos has played some Skarner, I believe, but has been preferring the tank, so back to Zach. Skarner will drop through this.
The classic for him. Yeah, Skarner up against the Sejuani, you can be stopped by multiple things. The Q, the W, and the R from Sejuani all do kind of put a damper on it. So now Meteos going back to the signature Zach, having some playmaking potential. 100 Thieves, it's been different people stepping up. We go back to Someday having a really good week. Cody-san and Afromu constantly. It was Ryu yesterday, and Meteos very recently as well. So now on this Zach, I want to see what he's able to do and how he's able to affect these matchups, because now this mid lane, pretty neutral, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Damonte just kind of taking a strong team fighting, strong mid laner, nothing really to worry about, especially 1v1 versus Ryze. He did flash the Zoe. He had a disgusting entrance into Academy when Zoe was significantly more powerful, I might add, so certainly knows his way around that champion. But Azir kind of fits more of the profile, similar to Cassio in some ways as far as your team fight power, and if you can show up playing this type of champion at a high level, certainly putting forth his case for being a starter on this team.
Yeah, and that's something that frees them up a lot. They have a lot of, subs they're trying to figure out, because in playoffs right now, Echo Fox have run 7 different people.
Yep.
You can only have 6 players in playoffs. You have to lock in a single sub. You can't have more than that. So Echo Fox kind of giving Phoenix and Adrian a little bit of a break so they can rest before playoffs was kind of the idea that Enero had thrown out there. We're seeing what Damonte and Papa Chow are made of, and this is kind of like a tryout for them in a sense.
Certainly in a lot of ways, stage experience is valuable for these younger players. even though Demonte does have some from last split. Never mind though, as phase 2 is underway for these bans. Tristana and Jinx banned away from Cody Sun, so a lot of attention being paid towards these marksmen. Alistar on the other side for 100 Thieves.
So what they did is they took away the marksman that can hyper carry for Cody Sun and also have good effective range versus something like a Caitlyn and can actually match her in the lane phase. Kog'Maw is what I think Cody Sun will go towards next if he's looking for long effective range because already Xayah and 2 others have been banned away from him with the Kate taken.
Tahm Kench taken away though, again. Both these players actually are pretty late game centric ADs. We've already seen the Caitlyn, so taking away one of the pieces of protection and a good defensive support pick in general. So we'll see what EchoFox want to do. I mean, they could also grab... Oh, they already have Caitlyn, never mind. So can't grab marksman unless something truly crazy is happening.
My favorite part about this is we're not even considering that Huni should take something early because it's like EchoFox picked red side. They want to counter pick top lane. They want Huni to be able to blast Someday because Someday has busted out the Poppy as a counter to Camille and the Darius as a counter to tanks and Cho'Gath. So you don't want to blind pick against Someday because he's shown that he's doing his homework and he's going behind the scenes to figure out what he can do to get an advantage over his lane opponent.
He's been playing much better in the later weeks here of the split. I mean, that's generally true for all of 100 Thieves. Looks like Kog'Maw feels a little too risky, so Cody Sun going back to Jhin. Seen a couple of Jhin games recently, but he has not played it yet this split, I believe.
I actually think that's a win for EchoFox because you think about Cody Sun, this massive damage per minute carry, hyper carry in the late game. He's not on a hyper carry. He's on something that really does open up fights, kind of adds a little bit to the kind of bookends them. The beginning and the end of the fights is really where he's effective. So the Caitlyn will have a really good time in this lane with a ranged support alongside her. So now it's Cody Sun and Aphromoo trying to survive the lane phase, and that's exactly what EchoFox want because these 2 guys on 100 Thieves have been superstars in the second half of the split.
Well, it looks like Cho'Gath pretty safe blind there for 100 Thieves, so Huni takes Gnar as his counter pick of choice. Where a couple of top laners banned away, so I think this makes sense. Pretty simple pick, and like you said, it can just give Huni the opportunity to get a lead in lane and then snowball the game from there.
Yep, and this match means so much here. EchoFox, if they win this, they lock in #1 guaranteed. If 100 Thieves win this, they will play EchoFox later for the #1 and 2 spots. They will lock in a first round bye, but they will play for who is #1 and who is #2, and that is huge for both of these teams, especially 100 Thieves. New organization, completely coming in, making their mark on the NALCS, and that's how they want to do it, is with a win here.
Crazy to think for both of these teams. It's been very up and down for a lot of organizations this spring, but to think that these are the 2 that are effectively battling for first, and in this match, there's basically that on the line here. Definitely a lot to play for in one single game, but who will show up? This is the thing where you really test the strength of your players, because these are the moments where it doesn't matter, you have to perform. It's the same in a best of 5. If you go to 5 games, you better play really well in that last game because it's basically a best of 1. So a lot on the line here in one single game.
And you're talking about testing these players. Demonte, Papa Chow, they were just pulled up from Challenger. This is their second game on this stage with this team in this lineup. A lot of pressure on them here because 100 Thieves, they have been surging with that 7-1 record in the second half.
I have to think kind of did their job yesterday. EchoFox feeling confident enough to bring them back in from Academy, keep them on the roster here. Packed out here for, surprisingly, again, like one of the most hyped games all day long, at least for the regular games, because remember, there will be tiebreakers today.
Absolutely, and I harken back to preseason power rankings. No, I don't think anybody I had seen had 100 Thieves and EchoFox duking it out at the top of the table come the end of the split. It was all like TL, these super rosters have been coming together, TSM with their pickups, and these teams, there's like, they're gonna need some time and there's a lot of volatility here. But now we find ourselves here at the last day of week 9, and these are the 2 ones at the top.
Apparently 9 weeks was enough. We'll have to see how it all plays out as the teams will move out onto Summoner's Rift. Everyone just hanging out as Papa Chow's maybe getting a little bit of vision, but nobody wanting to walk too far forward here, as they all just spread out defensively across their jungle.
And so just looking at the runes that were taken, Papa Chow, the Morgana with the Aerie, a lot of people like this because it gives her some poke with her Tormented Soil, and also when you put a black shield on somebody, it will give them that little physical shield on top of the magic shield. So making sure that he's able to take care of all tech during the beginning parts of the game and later, because it does get stronger as time goes on. Add him a little bit more defensive power there. And then looking at Huni, fleet footwork on that Gnar. We've seen a lot of Aerie, we've seen a lot of back and forth, And it looks like he's just going for sustain in this matchup because you're going to take some damage from the Cho'Gath spike pass through.
Yep, kind of curious to see if Huni can even convert that into some outplays. That movement speed could help you maneuver a tank, especially in mini form. But if there's anyone that's really going to show up on any champion, I'm going to trust Huni there in the top lane. It looks like red start here for Meteos, and the same side, at least for Echo Fox, Dardoch on his blue buff. As both bot lanes are going to help out with this initial lead.
And the bot lane is really where I'm looking because that is, in my opinion, the most tilted lane where you have double ranged into a shorter range and a melee support. So you're going to have a large advantage for Echo Fox here. Want to see if Altec and Papa Chow can synergize and try to pick up a kill in this lane because this is one that you can have pressure in and they should have pressure in. Whereas top lane is kind of the other one, and I would consider mid pretty neutral.
We'll have to see if junglers also agree with you as far as attention they pay, because isolating Huni in any sort of 1v1 could also be troublesome, which I think is why both junglers are pathing towards the top side, at least early on. So far okay though for Cody, going to move forward to get the full shot onto Altec. Looks like so far with the Relic Shield able to push the lane a little bit faster. Dematerializer also here for Afro. So there we go, there's level 2 pretty quickly for both.
Yeah, I like how Dematerializer, it doesn't actually turn on until right after the second wave, so you can't like cheese a level 2 off of minion Dematerializer. You'll see it comes up right here as the third wave comes in.
Solo lane level 3 cheese action. Instead, just Cody and Afro playing it safe here in this 2v2. Certainly on the lookout for how Papa Chow continues to perform here in the LCS. So Dardoch already looking for an invade, going to try and hunt down Meteos towards that blue. Knows that's gone, does not check the wolves though.
Yeah, knows that it's gone, and now he's wrapping around mid, and they don't know that he is here, and Ryu is shoving in this matchup.
Monte a little low, but Dardoch staying in the fog of war. Meteos on his Raptor camp.
Go now.
Here comes Dardoch. Ryu now knows what's up. Maybe a little too late. Actually going to have to flash away. Dardoch tries to follow. Does get down. Needs one more order for the permafrost. Stun lands in. Just need a bit more damage, but Meteos is here. Ryu kind of lives through that, but had to burn both summoners.
Yeah, he got the flash, and then he burned the heal, and he used the root onto Dardoch as he kind of got stunned. And remember, Sejuani has to auto you or hit a spell again to crack it and do the percent HP, and he got the root off and walked away as he was stunned. So Ryu did not eat that extra bit of damage.
Good bit of situational awareness there for Ryu. Lives through the first gank, but still pretty effective for Dardoch. Happy to trade his summoners for 2 in mid lane.
Yeah, and I think that's something that junglers should almost always do is burn your flash to get laners flashes because they are constantly in a 1v1 or a 2v2, and you get to go farm your jungle and you're not in threat of, you know, being exposed and having to like use your flash at that point.
If you have to flash battling the Gromp, you're in some real trouble.
Exactly.
As Dardoch will go over to that camp, checking back in with topside. Someday and Huni nice and even. Someday doing a nice job again, just keeping things afloat. That's kind of most Cho'Gath lanes.
Yeah, keeping it even is actually exactly what Someday wants here. He doesn't want to get bullied out by Huni and have a large lane advantage for the Gnar. Wants to keep it as even as possible so that it's a lane that's serviceable. And right now, 100 Thieves across the board, win or lose in these lanes, right now they're doing quite well.
Yeah, looking good. Actually on the bot side, even, I'll say. That was a very small lead for Cody, but it's negligible as they just last hit these next few creeps. Ryu has returned back from base. Does have himself a tier and another Sapphire Crystal with his consumables, as Meteos maybe checking in with the top side. Does know there's a ward in that brush. Now going to walk through it though. Huni gonna have to get himself away. Here comes the slingshot, and there goes the slingshot.
Yep, just gonna walk away. That's the confirmation there that there is a ward. Now he's gonna go actually, I think, hit the Scryer's Bloom. Yeah, he hits the Scryer's Bloom. There is a ward.
Always good to double check. But again, Someday's not been too pressured here, so Meteos feeling free to walk up here. Rupture will miss, but Huni effectively zoned off here in this 1v2. Dardoch not up fast enough to try something in a skirmish. Instead, going to invade and get some more vision.
Yeah, get some vision. And then also allow Damonte to clear out a control ward that was on the left side of mid and place his own. And now they're going to go invade.
This is nice here. Damonte having that priority. Pushes up. Already a little CS lead over Ryu. But it looks like nothing to take, so they'll just back off. And now Echo Fox's turn to push here in the bot lane. Good route, though. Tower actually is aggroing onto Altec, but not enough follow-up damage.
Yeah, it still helps him out a decent amount. You can basically, in this lane, as the Jhin Braum, you'll take whatever you can get here, especially since he started with boots and potions. We haven't seen a lot of Jhins lately, so the builds have shifted a whole bunch since he was last meta. And having sustain in this lane is something that kind of harkens back to when it was double range support. And you were like, okay, we're just going to try to sustain through. And he's still doing that here. I wonder if he'll rush Swifties, because a lot of people think that getting the 4th shot off is a large part of your DPS compared to even buying like long swords.
Well, not to see, no recalls just yet. Meteos back here in the top lane. as Someday did get his recall cancelled by a nicely placed boomerang from Huni. Meteos is hanging out with level 3 Slingshot, trying to make it all the way over this wall. Rupture is good. Meteos comes in. Huni with the flash.
That's worth it, though. Getting a flash for having to only burn a little bit of time, and you aren't losing anything on the opposite side of the map. Your buffs aren't coming up just yet. There's a few seconds off of them. So Meteos will still get to do his full route and not lose anything to Dardoch.
Still in the meantime, Damonte pushing up, growing that CS lead, sitting at 10 right now, with just that early ring plus the Dark Seal and some boots. So Azir kind of continuing to show his individual strength as a champion, has been kind of a mainstay of the metagame all spring long. Someday will TP now back to that top lane with a Glacial Shroud, but Huni's going to have his buy, and it will be a little bigger, given that he's trying to take that second TP. In fact, Somebody's trying to find him and just cancel that, but Huni knows this, going to back off behind his turret.
Force him all the way back, and then we'll see what happens. I don't think Huni would actually TP back here unless he's really trying to break a freeze. Let's see, mid lane, both junglers are actually around this area. Ryu now has his summoners back up, and he's already been able to purchase. So we kind of saw him take a 6 CS deficit because of that, but bottom lane, I think, is in even bigger trouble. There hasn't really been jungle attention here, and it's just this 2-on-2 matchup where Altec now has an advantage that's double-digit CS here over Cody, who did rush the Swifties to try and get that shot off.
Yep, 2 long swords as well, so kind of sticking to Nuvo Jin stuff here, but that BF sword for Altec going to make his presence much better in lane, already in a situation where they were favored. Meteos coming down, Root looking for Papa Chow, but the Black Shield's going to protect him. Here comes Meteos. Going to try and move it out, but not far enough. There's one strike. Flash forward, looking for the roof. Flash from Papa Chow could be problems. And now the stun's going to land in from the Braum. First blood over, and Cody, of course, grabs it.
Of course, he got set up there. Boom!
Whoa! All right, well,
as Freak would say, assassinated.
certainly been a trend for today, but good trade kill there for Arthur. I just don't think Afro expected to die to a level 1 Caitlyn ult, but apparently that's what happened.
Yeah, right here you can see Meteos in that fog of war just barely, so they don't actually see him even charging this up. And then Papa Chow, the way that he plays this though is he's like dodging away from Meteos. Meteos wants to land Q onto Altec and then flash afterwards. And if Papa Chow had just been in the way, I don't think you would be able to reach Altec with the second hit there. But right here, nobody protecting him.
Ignite was down. Afro's like, I'm fine. Oh, no, I'm not fine.
Nope.
No Unbreakable up either, I assume. I certainly hope so, but a trade kill nonetheless.
Yeah, the trade kill is big because in that situation, you're able to actually get out even or on top as the Caitlyn. Because if the Jhin gets that kill and there's no answer, that first blood means a lot, but now the Caitlyn gets to continue having pressure in this lane.
Yep, ADs have gone back and shopped as well, but we'll check in with that in a second as Dardoch, now moving in towards the top lane. Control ward is placed here by Huni, cuts off this vision.
He might jump in here for Someday. There he goes.
Looking for it. Dardoch with the ulti ready, but the angle maybe not quite there. Looks for it now. Someday forced to flash.
Yeah, with Sejuani, you will usually mask the R with the Q because you can do them simultaneously. So as you're flying, you kind of mask the animation. So Someday's not going to risk it. He's just going to flash away when he sees the Q come out.
And on the other side for Dardoch, kind of knew that was happening, so didn't use his ulti. Now has it for another attempt. Oh, and Meteos is closer to the area now. Oh, there's the ult landing in. Damage needs to be enough. Someday, remember, no flash, but the tower dive not quite in sync there for Echo Fox.
Yeah, no minion wave to kind of tank a little bit of that starting aggro. They're just full-on diving there.
Well, Huni will at least walk away with a lane lead as he's going to build up CS and shove this wave into the turret. Damonte also on an adventure. Gets a ward down, sees the Scry's bloom. Does some gardening. And going to go back to mid lane now as Meteos tracked by a nice control ward placed there by Echo Fox.
Yeah, didn't even check that bush. There's kind of these brush that become part of the metagame where you walk behind your red buff, you walk through the pixel brush, you just check for these wards. That's not one that you usually will check for at all because it's not a very usual or I guess a frequent warding spot for the enemy team.
Well done there for Echo Fox. Monkey level 9. It's going to just last hit those minions. Bottom lane looking a little bit better here. Not exactly sure what threat Altec and Papa Chow thought they were under, but maybe just afraid of the Meteos regank.
Well, the big thing here is I think that they blew all their summoner spells, whereas 100 Thieves, they kept 3 of theirs. The Exhaust is still intact. Cody Sun still has his Flash, so the pressure does go over to that lane. And I have to say, Cody Sun and Afro have actually played this brilliantly. Not missing much in terms of CS. In 10 minutes, a little bit further than that, and he's already at 94. He's got the second highest CS on his team in a matchup where you should just be straight up losing it because the Caitlyn Morgana range advantage. And that's huge for 100 Thieves if they want to use Cody Sun's pressure and Afromu's playmaking later.
And all that control translates into the first Drake of the game as 100 Thieves nab the ocean. Dardoch going to get spotted, but Meteos also seen. Dardoch on the Gromp. Meteor's gonna double check that he's there. Hit down a ward that he spotted as well. Also sees the control ward during the try. Butch tries to steal with the stretching strike, but isn't gonna land it.
And now Fox have to play a little bit safer on the bottom side because Ryu will wave clear, and now you have to watch for Realm Warp dives on the bottom side with no flashes available. So that's why another reason why Echo Fox are playing safe down below.
Ryu chasing in, Damonte gets out of there. Uses that gap close, has to walk probably the long way around, although now going to go a little more aggressively back to the wave. Cooney also continuing his pressure on the other side for Echo Fox, up 15 CS or so as Someday is busy warding things out. You can see that just on the right-hand side of your screen, puts down a ward in the river to protect himself from another potential dive. Things kind of go in the way I guess we've expected them to go in most of these lanes. Still bottom lane being the exception as Cody a little bit behind right now, but will even right back up and even cancel the recall.
That was actually pretty big because he bought Youmuu's Ghostblade, uses it to run to lane, doesn't miss any minions when he gets there, and then he interrupts Altec's recall. So if he interrupts and pops Chow's, it's not that bad. The support, it's totally fine. But Altec's just being like a second behind the supports. Now he has to stay, and he can't back. And you can see Ryze is already roamed, and Zac is here too.
Yep, staying might get him dove. Really smart play here from 100 Thieves, but just some damage on the turret, sitting at about 55% health as Meteos on top of the ward that I guess they didn't know about. Cody was simply clearing minion waves with his W.
Yeah, it's funny because you look at all the ward coverage, but hold on, Altec.
Yep, no root landing. Dardoch now here, unstoppable for Meteos. He uses the Let's Bounce for the ulti, tags Afro in for the stun. Rooted there as well by the binding. Now the chance from Papa Chow coming out. Gets the ulti down. Cody gonna try and turn it back around. Morgana, so squishy, but Cody can't quite find the angle on that last little shot. Hits Altec instead, but everyone gets away.
Yeah, that's flashes blown though, and the heal from Altec, so once again, 100 Thieves now, Summoner Spell advantage on the bottom side. The playmaking can still happen here for 100, even though this is a lane that they should have been losing, and the jungle is now actually swapping it over. And it's a team effort. Hold on, though. Damonte versus Ryu.
Ryu looking for something. Damonte out of there again, but that's not a good way to try and walk. No jump
more
space.
combo.
Ryu looking for the Q. He's going to land, but barely misses that kill. 10 HP left.
Yes, it was below double digits. That was insane. I thought he had him there. Ryu doesn't even flash or anything afterwards. He just says, all right, I'm going to try to get him low. This will kill. Not quite, but he still shoves Damonte out.
Somehow Damonte, with cleanse and flash, uses no flash to try and let himself live. So he apparently knew something that we don't. Well calculated regardless, but Ryu mounting up that pressure as the Ryze builds up in items and levels. So you can kind of see this all reflected in the gold leads are in. One apiece in kills. Yes, the Ocean Drake did go to 100 Thieves, but we are dead even at 14 minutes here as far as the gold front is concerned.
Yeah, and right now you can see Cody-san up about 300 gold on this bottom side, and that's really what I'm tracking, because look at where the vision is for 100 Thieves. It's all in that bottom side of the map, whereas they've just been denying Echo Fox all of their vision. There used to be 4 control wards on this bottom side for 100 Thieves, all positioned in the river, and for Fox, they had nothing. They couldn't really see where Meteos was going to come from, and now they're trying to get something back because 100 Thieves have just had so much pressure here.
Damonte going to go ahead and snag his blue buff. Start up with the donation. Damonte says thanks. Ding's level 11. Looks like Ryu's doing the same, also at the same level, so things looking okay there. Papa Chow missing the binding. Afro with a fake out. Now Cody looking to get some trade back, but Afro did bounce away from Papa Chow's ulti. Did burn it in trying to secure some sort of all-in harass.
Where is Damonte going? He's just going for wards. He's on the other side of mid, though.
Yeah, he's trying to roam out, but Ryu, enough wave clear and enough pressure to kind of deter that from happening.
Yeah, that's a mid laner who protects his jungler, allows him to not be harassed at his camps or even spotted, because Damonte didn't get wards down, didn't get really much of anything accomplished there because Ryu had shown up.
Yeah, no more gardening to do either, so Plant won't give him some vision. Instead, just a wave clear battle for now. Damonte's still up a handful of CS, just over a wave. He's looking back down to that bot side once more. Afro on a trap, binding lands. Unbreakable goes up. Cody looking for the harass, doesn't get the root. Nice black shield from Papa Chow. But everyone's coming down here to the bot side. Both junglers and mid lane is converging on the area.
Yeah, but you see even some days roam mid to look at Damonte. They're trying to make a simultaneous play here.
Damonte, ooh, the root's good, cleanses out. Good little zip away. TP cancelled from somewhere.
That was Huni. Huni was TPing to potentially help mid, but look at this. Meteos
again looking for a black shield, already popped though. Good slap together. Let's Bounce, gonna move Papa Chow back into the team. Should be a kill, and is Meteos. able to collect it. Dardoch just can't save anyone with that ulti.
Yeah, they just don't have the damage on Echo Fox's side just yet, and that Jhin is peaking at the right time with the lethality early, and you're seeing all of that damage. And Meteos, he is doing work, landing those Qs constantly on the bottom lane and getting those double stuns.
Tough to be surprised given Meteos' pedigree as a Zac player. Damonte still eating damage from Ryu, who's landing all of these Qs with the Abyssal Mask now finished. Able to get good damage done as Cody and Afro working on that first turret gold. Meteos here should mean this is secured.
And this has truly been the sweet life for both Zac and Cody in these bottom lanes here.
All right, they'll share the solo good as well. Friends forever here in the bot lane as we watch this one again.
Yeah, Meteos has just been pretty much abusing the fact that they have this bottom river control. Altec flashes, but it doesn't matter. The Q lands, and then he gets Papa Chow afterwards, and then that becomes the focus. The Morgana, very squishy. One of the reasons that we haven't seen a whole lot of ranged supports, and that it's been Tahm Kench, Braum, Alistar constantly, is you can make flubs happen. If your flash is down, it's not damning, but when it's a Morgana, an easy target to get on without any escapes, and she's squishy, that just will be a prime target.
Yep, I mean, it's the new guy playing Morgana in his second LCS game ever. Seems like a pretty easy target for 100 Thieves. Papa Chow. Tough time, certainly. And thanks to that pressure from Meteos. Looks like Mountain Drake will get traded for Rift Herald, though. Dardoch and Huni going to try and make something happen here in the top lane. Swap incoming also from Echo Fox, Altec and Papa Chow. I think getting out of that lane finally.
Yeah, it's Altec and Papa Chow swapping. It's not the team that actually took the bottom tier 1 turret. You still see Cody-san. He might shove another wave and then back, but this swap coming out from Echo Fox, they're trying to get a tempo lead here. And like you said, get out of that lane because Caitlyn, you see that the 2 completed items have come through for Cody-san. Altec's got nothing. He's got parts of 2 different items here. He'll spike eventually, but it's going to still take a while. Right now, I'm looking at the gold, and he's 800 behind. But 2 completed items, you get massive boost when you end up completing items versus just these components.
Well, turret take will even some of that out at least, as Huni actually went mid lane just to help Damonte clear out these waves. There was an attempt at pressure transfer here. Dardoch actually stayed top to try and get that turret down. It does fall, but 100 Thieves a little bit faster on the play as Huni's going to finally go back down to that bot side. He does have the Rift Herald, by the way, so might be looking for some sort of solo side lane mission.
And Cooney is just trying to maximize time there. A lot of the times, killing the jungle camp is not actually worth it because you're missing minions to the turret, but it's focusing a cannon minion, so he's just balancing out his time and then ends up clearing the wave afterwards. So just kind of maximizing and using his time efficiently here.
I mean, what else do we expect from Huni, I think, at this point?
Yeah, one of those top laners that once he gets an advantage, he's going to start taking your jungle camps.
Meteos out again with a stretching strike. Cody lets it rip with the ulti. Oh, stun forward there onto Someday. Nice disengage ult there from Dardoch, but the pressure's still here. 5 people in this top side for 100 Thieves.
And you can see very well coordinated here, and that leaves Damonte, and it also leaves Huni with the Rift Herald to push lanes on their own here.
The ultimate extension of side lane pressure here as Huni grabs the Rift Herald, spawns it, going to use it to charge down this turret. Should be a trade, but again, 100 Thieves still up in tempo.
The question is, does Damonte get that mid turret on this Azir? Because that will be an actual advantage, and there they go.
Does stay for it, nice moves out. Using those soldiers to zip away to safety. Mid turret there for Fox, still pretty healthy as well, sitting just over 50% health. So far so good, even though Huni's Rift Herald will kind of time out its usefulness.
It's also quite good from Damonte because he did get local gold before he slid away. So he's actually up about 500 gold here over his lane opponent without any kills really between them at all. It's just the 6 CS and then the turret gold.
Yeah, been laning very solidly, but Ryu has been out of his lane a little bit more. Damonte has tried to play up with pressure, but I think totally for 100 Thieves, they've just been a bit better about moving around the map. So we'll see kind of what is happening next. Altec is staying here in the top lane to push one more wave in, and Cody right now is sitting in that mid lane. So definitely a lot of different configurations out there. We're 20 minutes through. 100 Thieves, they were up in gold, but now it's back to even thanks to those turret trades.
When I see the map get opened up like this, AD carries usually find a hard time knowing exactly where they need to be, and it varies from AD carry to AD carry. If you're playing Tristana or Caitlyn, you can actually shove side lanes and get solo experience because you have ways to get away, right? You can lay down traps, you can jump away, you can rocket, buster shot, etc. But if you're playing something like Varus or Jhin, you can't solo experience side lanes. You have to split with your support. And so I'm expecting for Altec to find times where he can actually get some experience on his own in a side lane and have Papa Chow kind of pop in every now and then and maybe shadow him, because Altec needs to play catch up here. And getting those levels and getting that gold by yourself is really going to get him back in the game.
Just a reminder that the stakes of this game are still very high. There's a reason it's so close and feels so tense, Irene. A win here for Fox will secure them first place, just as a reminder. 100 Thieves we're going to buy if they win, though, so kind of on a free roll as the tiebreakers roll in at the end of the day. Someday here on Huni, but yeah, that's called off.
This has been a very interesting game, though, because if I asked you what type of game this felt like, does this feel more like a 100 Thieves game or an Echo Fox game? Pretty sure you'd say 100 Thieves.
I would.
Because Echo Fox games, they're crazy, and 100 Thieves right here, they're going for a bold play on the Baron with this small advantage they have. There's the TP.
Some days Indy does not have peace, excuse me. It's going to be pretty risky, perhaps. Huni is around it. Nash goes over, does go to Sunday, but the fight is going to break up. Meteos on the other side. He's going to get moved. The stun lines on the front line as Cody gets caught. Rift, Realmwalk going to try and move them out. Does save one, but it's only Ryu that gets out to safety. He and Someday rolling out of the way as Meteos' passive does get him killed. Ryu will live. Someday is trying to find a spot of fog to recall in. Is back on his own side of the map, though, so it's A-okay. But what a hectic Baron fight. 100 Thieves do secure it, though. 100
Thieves get the Baron, but that's still more kills going over to Echo Fox there, and that's going to give them pressure on this turret. So it comes down to the people who have the Baron buff, are they able to actually retaliate, because the gold is going to be in Fox's favor.
Yeah, we can see right now up 1,000 gold as the Sun turret gets spawned by Demonte. 2 items already there for the Azir. Same for Ryu, though, as we'll watch this exchange again. I mean, 100 Thieves, gutsy call to try for this 50-50.
Yeah, watch Cody's son here, because he just gets slammed back by Huni, jumped on, walloped there, doesn't flash away, and then he gets stunned afterwards. And Aphromoo actually dies to the chain from Morgana. The chain from Morgana, as he was going through, kills him, so his body ends up on the other side.
Well, a strong team fight win there for Fox, despite not picking up the Baron. But like you said, now it's all about that counter pressure. Demonte, ooh. Little risky. Recalling right in that spot. Looks like out of mid will be the call for 100 Thieves. This is the easy turret to take. Baron going to make this trivial as turrets do almost get evened back up. 3-4 still in favor of Echo Fox.
But the Cloud Drake is kind of what they're looking for next, where Fox, they have a very low bottom tier 2 turret to take on 100 Thieves side, and that's kind of where I think they'll start pressuring next, using mid lane priority to go down to the bottom side. That seems like almost a freebie type turret with no neutral objectives on the map that would influence which lane you want to push.
I have to think Huni with his mallet now finished feels pretty confident going down there at almost any time after the Baron's one off and finishing that one off. 100 Thieves actually calling off a lot of aggression. Just going to take their gold, buy some more items, and kind of know that only with 1:25 left on this Baron, not that much left for them to take off here. So good that they got the Baron, but it really just is to keep the game afloat. This is not something that really breaks open the game, at least just yet. Still 1:15 to try and make some more sieges happen.
Right now, mid lane, push for priority. It seems like down bottom, Ryu is there, though. Trying to push that lane out, and I think the last time I saw Ryu playing Rise in a side lane like this, he had some fancy feet. This was during the first half of the split where he really did crush it.
Yeah, we took out the Zombies interaction, but Ryu's still been one of the better escape artists here in the NALCS. Cody and Ryu teaming up. This Baron up wave looks like it will bear them enough fruit for a second turret. Tier 2 falls down in bot lane. 100 Thieves even up the turret score. Maybe looking for more. You can see the assist ping in mid. Demonte knows he's the next one to get collapsed on.
Yeah, but you can see Altec, he's playing the catch-up game. He's side lane Caitlyn right now, shoving it down, trying to get whatever gold he can to hit item spikes. He's at 2 right now, so he's catching up a bit, but he still has a long way to go.
It's the wrong lane to run it down, Irene. Turret falls in mid. 100 Thieves now take the lead, 5-4, and they'll pick up again a sub-1,000 gold lead. They'll just go back and spend it. I thought they might not get enough with a minute left on Baron. I was proved wrong. 100 Thieves getting some nice value, kind of perfectly timing out the rest of that sequence, and we're kind of back to even once again, but 100 Thieves should be happy with what they got off that Baron, especially given that the team fight loss was pretty stark.
Yeah, when it's even like this, I like to go ahead and look at where the gold is on the team, and right now it's just mid lane is even. Cody's son is up 1,000 gold over Altec, and then the top lane though, Huni's up 1,000 gold. So it's the split push pressure game from Echo Fox, whereas 100 Thieves, they want to group up, protect Cody's son, who now has 3 items, with 2 of them being crit items for this gen.
Good so far. Altec still playing catch up. We saw him again in that side lane, prioritizing his personal farm, given that does still need to keep going. Huni chasing down Meteos with the Frozen Mallet, though. Good rupture from Someday prevents any sort of extension on that one. 100 Thieves are down here to defend this tier 2. This is the one you talked about earlier, Zyrene. The vulnerable turret that Fox can look to take. They're putting 4 people here to try and knock it down. Altec stepping forward, but Minion Wave wears out. Red buff from Altec actually making this even easier, but Echo Fox not quite confident enough to stand there.
And something Altec has done that I see a lot of Caitlyn's do now is you put points into your Q, and then when you start grouping up, you put them into your W. So he already has the max traps now. It's actually what he maxed first. And now it looks like he's putting points into his E next. So his Q is actually going to be level 3 for a good while here. And he's just focused on sieging and escaping, not so much that wave clear, because he has static shift.
Yeah, makes sense. Just kind of need it for lane more than anything else. Get that Caitlyn pushing power going. Echo Fox, though, will back off that seed in the bot lane. Looks like Baron back in a minute 55. There's another Cloud Drake up in, I'm going to guess, 2.5-ish minutes. That is not an exact timer, for anyone wondering. But again, kind of continuing the theme of this stalemate. Fox are just trying to continue to get farm on Caitlyn. 100 Thieves probably happy with where their tanks are, if nothing else. Ryu also will scale up nicely, but do need to find a bigger breaking point in this game. Even that Baron that got taken by 100 Thieves kind of kept the game back at its stalemate, so we'll need at least one more big moment to really see who finds a real lead in this game.
Yeah, but like we were saying before, it feels a lot more like a 100 Thieves type game where they play an annoying style, and it's not so much an Echo Fox game where they've been able to impose their will on it and have these kind of scrappy fights that favor them. The Baron was the only time that happened, but that was kind of both of them having to what they wanted at the same time. It's like Echo Fox want to fight 100 Thieves. They want the objective that'll get them the macro play later. So both teams are able to find ways to play their preferred style, and that's why they're at the top of the standings right now.
Yeah, and for Echo Fox, I mean, just take a look at Huni there in that bot lane. Built up still a big CS lead. That looks like Blade of the Ruined King as his third item here. So he is hard committing to side lane for now.
Exactly. It's pretty much, you know, see you guys when the game is over type build where you're like, all right, I'll be the one hitting the Nexus. You guys just take care of business, because 100 Thieves, their composition isn't really built for split, but look at that catch on the Cody!
Has his flash as well. The CC is just going to keep running, and Dardoch able to get that kill. Now Fox chasing for more. Meteos is a good one to pick off now. He's going to flash.
That is a perfect time for Echo Fox to go for those fights, because you'll see this time in the game where it's just really nobody's pushing or pulling at all or even trying, and that's because there's nothing to fight for. But they just took out Cody 10 seconds before the Baron is on the table, and now they're trying to make a counterplay.
Got Huni's flash off Ryu's Realm Warp. Huni just going to run out towards the safety of his team. Someday going to try and cut him off. Meteos is here as well. Huni no flash. Rupture does get dodged. Huni bounces over to the safety of his teammates. Waiting arms. And now Echo Fox back on the offensive.
That's an I'm helping right there, but look at this.
Dardoch looking again.
Finding.
Unstoppable for Meteos. And not be bound. Slingshot's out of the way to safety, but still too low perhaps to contest for this Baron. Cody is back up now though, so once again we may have a reset, but Fox going to try and take their tempo to the left.
Exactly. They have Demonte there, who is the Sincere, who can just power down objectives. Altec is going to put down this trap line, and they're still going to fight for mid-priority here.
Fox going to bait. Someday pop the stone plate though, is very tanky, forced to flash out though as Ryu tries to get some splash into the back. Huni sticking around, trying to team fight for a little while.
Yeah, I feel like 100 Thieves are at a big disadvantage, because you think about team fighting ultimates, Meteos doesn't have his follow-up engage. He looked like he wanted to slingshot in there, but if you slingshot, you just get in there, you Q people, and then you're like, what now? And you're basically just a punching bag for the rest of the team. You need to have that ultimate to really affect these fights the way you want to, so they don't want to take that high variance play, and they cede mid to Echo Fox.
Too many sums up for the carries on Fox as well. Cody does have his, so his death does not cost him too much more after that play, but Sun Turret here for Echo Fox will give them a minute or two of additional mid-priority. Cloud Drake's back up, but I don't think either team is particularly interested right now in taking it.
We even buffed it, man. Nobody still wants that Cloud Drake. It's not as important as the Baron, of course, or even just mid-priority. And as it ticks over to 30 minutes, got to go over who has Gathering Storm.
Oh, yes.
Demonte and Altec have it on the side of Echo Fox, and only Cody Sun has it on the side of 100 Thieves. So right now, scaling a little bit more favoring Echo Fox in terms of the runes that they had taken, but in overall composition, it is rather even here.
And I think, again, the theme of this game continues to be very even. 1,000 gold up for Echo Fox, but over 30 minutes through. Doesn't seem like much at all, as Huni, with an Elixir of Iron, is going to go down to that big side wave, match it, ready with the TP if he needs to come in, but doesn't really want to, given that he has finished that Blade of the Ruined King. He's hoping someday picks a fight in a 1v1.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go there either because there's this gigantic wave that is just gobble all that up, Huni, have fun with it, and then eventually, you know, keep splitting, maybe threaten an objective in the future.
Well, Flame Horizon incoming as well. Someday is stuck pretty firmly with his teammates as 100 Thieves recognize the importance of getting this second Baron. Huni, though, is kind of doing things as quickly as he can.
And remember, they have that Cho'Gath, and right now Huni's about to have his Mega Gnar wear off, but he is level 18, so he'll start powering up again very quickly. But right now, there's the TP. He doesn't have any bar at all.
Good timing here for 100 Thieves. Going to try and rush it down. Dardog not going to make it into the pit. Afro looking for the disengage. Goes down. Feeds from Someday. Secures on the Baron. Here comes the Realm War bout. See you later, 100 Thieves. They escape after that heist.
That is a party portal if I have ever seen one there. Ryu gets everybody out, like you said. That is a successful heist.
Tip my hat to the getaway driver, Ryu. My goodness. Zips everybody out of there, and this is a Baron that can give 100 Thieves a lead.
I mean, they used to call him Mafia Boss Ryu all the time. Definitely the head honcho right now. That was a very smooth play landing his team that Baron, and nobody dies, so they learn from those previous mistakes. And you can see it's just a very fast Baron take here with the Rise, and then they also throw down the Cody Sun crit at about the same time that they throw down the Someday Nom. And that is huge that it hits the Braum and it doesn't hit the Rise.
Yep, Aframi there with the support play, as always, blocks off that disengage and lets them disengage from that Baron back towards the safety of their top lane. And again, gold back to even, but 100 Thieves thinking that this is not a time to be even in gold. Going to try and siege down these turrets and get themselves a substantial lead. They had a 665-ish gold Baron power play. Going to try and make it a little bigger in this one.
And now you see Echo Fox, they don't feel comfortable split pushing with Huni despite his large advantage that he's had all game long. He's up about 2,000 gold. And they're just having him group now because they have to deal with this Baron.
Yep, he's got no TP. His flash is coming back up, but he doesn't even have that right now. So Ryu's going to pressure that side lane. Does have his ult almost back off cooldown, 8 seconds away. He needs to join, pressing those minions in. Trap lane there from Altec, trying to prevent any sort of follow-up. Throw the Ruined King pop, there's a stun in onto Sunday. You pop the Stone Plate. Meteor, so going to try and make stuff happen. Going to look for them together, but the Black Shield onto Huni will continue this play. Meteor's popping that stasis, trying to get out, but he's not going to be so lucky. Popped in the blob, those 100 Thieves. Going to turn around and maybe try and save them someday. Mid-fight TP, he's going to save Meteos, who goes back in. And now Cody finds the snipe onto Huni. What a turnaround from the Thieves.
That was ridiculous. I don't know how they got away with that. Someday, he's so low, he gets out of the fight. Meteos pops his stopwatch, and then he's able to get the TP from Someday, who doesn't even care. He's full HP again because the Warmogs.
That's heartbreak for Echo Fox. They knew they needed to pull the trigger and make something happen, and they almost found the right fight. Instead, they lose another turret. They may lose more. Huni's still dead for 30 seconds. Baron left up for a minute.
Cody Sun has to walk up to threaten this turret. Got to put a meat wall in front of him and allow him to deal damage, because now the Azir wave clear, and you can see that Caitlyn is just critting minions to death. Yeah. I don't even think the cannon minions have that much HP. He's hitting it for like 2,000 with those crits.
All right, well, 100 Thieves, 40 seconds left. Pretty much 2 more waves to play with for another siege. This one and the next one coming up, but unfortunately for them, they got a gold lead, but it's not super substantial to watch this fight again.
Yeah, I thought Cody Sun would be the target here for Dardoch's ultimate, but they say it's time to go all in onto Someday. They get him so low, but the Gargoyle Stone Plate popped at the right time, and then Altec doesn't move forward, can't really chase after, and then Meteos, he popped the stopwatch, he uses the ultimate to try and get away, but then Someday, you see he's just getting a lot of HP back here, and nobody's really focused on what they can do to stop this, and Papa Chow flashes out of the way, and Huni's the one who eats that last shot.
I mean, it's him or Huni. That's the thing, right? Like, they're both pretty squishy, as it turns out, even though Huni was in Mega Form. He doesn't really have tank items, so Cody was just kind of firing at the best possible angle, hit one, managed to grab Huni, and win the team fight on the back end there for 100 Thieves.
I don't know, man. It does percent missing HP.
He was missing a lot of HP.
Papa Chow wasn't missing as much. No.
I mean, someone run a simulation and do that damage calculation, because I do not know if he would have lived either as Morgana.
Yeah, that's true. And obviously, as a pro player, he didn't know either, and he's like, I'm not going to risk it. Huni had flash, but he wasn't expecting the flash to come through with the shot in that position.
Conversely, 100 Thieves with a massive amount of team synergy there to even make that miracle happen in the back of that team fight. Still back on the offensive. Baron has one off, though, as the gold still sticks between over 1,000 between these two teams. Does feel like the front line is doing a lot of work for 100 Thieves, though.
Yeah, and right now, Ryu with the death cap before Damonte is big. When Damonte gets his, it'll even it up a little bit. But then we also have to talk about these AD carries. Cody's son, I didn't think the Jhin was going to provide that much in terms of late game damage, but he went Youmu's, not full lethality, and then into crit from there with a lane advantage. And he, so far, been having a pretty damn good game on this Jhin, which you would expect to just get focused down pretty much every fight. He's finding his pockets, finding the spots where he can contribute, and so far he's been doing great. The QSS as that last item is kind of necessary to keep him out of trouble. So now Altec may actually pass him in terms of spikes, because I don't know what that last item is going to be from this Caitlyn, because he may go for more damage, more crit, and then even sell his boots later, where Jhin is not offered that type of luxury.
Pretty big amount of poke onto Cody as well. Beats about 25% of his health from Altec's ultimate. He's using it pretty freely, understandably so, at this juncture. Big buff spawning, though. Minute 5 to Elder Dragon, minute 35 until Baron. 100 Thieves have 100% big buff rate so far this game. Only lost a single Drake, actually, to Fox, which I think was the trade after the Baron. Oh, nice steal, Cody. Gets the red buff. Meteos, unstoppable. Gets himself out with the Let's Bounce, but eats a lot of damage. You're unstoppable, not invulnerable.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw 2 big crits come through there. It was like 1,200. I'm like, I don't know if that was Altec or Cody's son, but yeah, you're right. It was Cody's son who got that last one. They both have red buffs. And now it's 30 seconds on the Elder, a minute on the Baron. So you got to fight for mid-priority.
Back here again, it appears. 100 Thieves. Fishing for some ruptures. Damonte's Panties is gone thanks to Cody's Flourish.
I like how Altec actually has 5 traps to put down, but he put down 4, and now he's putting another one after he's funneled them all in one area.
Root on the Sunday, but not a big deal. Damage. Also not a big deal just yet. Altec gets the Black Shield late, but it doesn't matter.
This Black Shield down, though. As soon as it goes down, I expect them to open up.
Here they go. 100 Thieves know their timing. He's going to look for a little bit more. Someday taking too much damage. Gunned up in the front, but Afro with the save. Someday going to flash out, but Afro. No, he's the one taking feet. Here comes Hooney. Looking for the slap jab. Cody gets out there with a QSS, but Afro's dead. So much damage in the front line. It's only the carries left, but Damonte, he wants more. Dardoch also chasing, but the damage is enough. The Comet gets the kill off of Cody's son's Jhin, and the carries will live to fight another day.
Yeah, the kite backwards there, and that actually ends up being a 2 for 2. It's an even trade, but Fox have a little bit more here on the side of the Elder Dragon.
Have damage, but they don't have a smite. Who even tanks this?
Meteos is here.
TP in.
TP.
This is risky from Echo Fox. They're going to try and pick a fight, but they maybe don't know Cody is here. The damage is massive. Looking for the grenades. Ryu goes down to Altec's damage. That is enough. Oh my god, Damonte! Such a fast flash to get out from under that flourish.
That's a Twitch flash right there. That's one where your just finger has to go bam! Immediately the reaction there from Damonte to not get picked off, but that still stops the Elder Dragon.
These young kids and their mechanics these days, Irene. Ultra fast save on himself, but will not have it for the next engagement. And let me tell you, it will be a big one as teams will reset and respawn.
Yeah, feeling a little bit more like an Echo Fox game as time goes on. But yeah, the Black Shield, that's kind of the signal there. Cody's son backs up, then he opens up as soon as it's down, and that'll mean Someday gets the Righteous Glory. He doesn't hit anybody with his Q, but then he's the target. They turn and they try to burn him down, but then Hooney got through with the Mega Gnar at the right time. He gets the QSS out of Cody. They focus down Afromu, and then Someday drops as well. But hey, it's not a replay anymore. Same spot.
And not nearly enough time to go through that all. Elder Dragon has been started by Echo Fox.
But I mean, Someday, he's going to have to walk around if he wants to feast it. And Meteos at the same time. This thing is going down.
Not even an attempt at stealing it there. 100 Thieves maybe just playing for the bigger prize. Ryu was also not there.
Yeah, it's also Echo Fox. It's just a Cloud Drake with this, so it's not that huge of a burn. And remember, the burn is applied on basic attack.
Oh, that ult hit Altec. Meteos maybe going to go for here. The roots are so long, but Altec, he's on the other side. Let's bounce, drags them all in. Meteos takes him down. 100 Thieves have slayed the Caitlyn, and now they're going to try and wipe the rest of the fight. Ryu, he takes down Hooney. Damonte is going to get bound up as he does dip away to safety, but Ryu, he's chasing. He wants Papa Chow.
That was insane from Meteos. He got onto Altec, and with the help of his team, he takes him out, and then he almost gets Damonte getting his cleanse at the end.
2 dead mean Baron will be started by 100 Thieves. Feast is up for Someday. He takes away the Blast Cone from Echo Fox. And Dardock's not even going to try. This Baron dies way too quickly.
Oh, usually you don't take a fight against an Elder Dragon team, but they said, hey, they have just a Cloud Drake behind it. They go for the fight based off the positioning, and they catch that one carry that they really need to take out here. Watch this. He even gets Black Shield fast from Papa Chow, but then Ryu has the damage. It's the delivery, and then as he hits the ground, he just drops. And then Meteos, he gets the Q here onto Damonte, turns, hits a minion, pulls him back, getting the cleanse afterwards, which almost kills him after he gets rooted and just has to slide out.
From this point on, just nothing Echo Fox can do but try and live in as many positions as possible. 100 Thieves grab the Baron. They'll retain a gold lead. Only 2,000, still remarkably close in this game, but once again, the Thieves will have the advantage.
Yeah, 100 Thieves with that push advantage from that Baron. We're looking at 6 items right now for both their carries. I'm looking over at the side of Echo Fox, though. Damonte still has to get his Liandry's Torment, and it looks like Altec is going for Blade of the Ruined King here as his final item, just completed now. So when you're hitting that Cho'Gath and that Zac, they've built a lot of HP. It's going to be a very effective item there.
And we've seen, again, the Thieves front lines do so much work in a lot of these team fights. Meteos pretty much winning single-handedly the back end of that one that got them this Baron. But Echo Fox are not going anywhere without a fight. Huni is still Bruiser Nah with Hysterics as his 4th item after Blade of the Ruined King. See how they play these team fights, but boy, oh boy.
It's funny because like Sterix is melee only, so it actually works for Gnar because he technically does kind of count as a melee champion.
Enough of the time when it's relevant.
Yeah.
Certainly a melee champion. 100 Thieves, minute 45 left on this Baron to play with. You mentioned the Elder before. Was only the first one as well, and a single Drake Elder for Fox, which I think did spur 100 Thieves to force that fight. But I only mention that because we may very well be in second Elder territory this game.
And you usually aren't. Games usually don't go that long. And remember, it takes 8 minutes to spawn, not 10 anymore, so it's up even faster.
Well, 100 Thieves, I can feel the playoff bye. They just need to do a couple more steps. Get some of these inhibitors down, continue to force plays. Aphromoo tanks.
Damonte is so low.
Yeah, got poked out. I think Cody was looking for the snipe, but Damonte's got to go back to base. Limps back towards the fountain to regen. 100 Thieves still looking at it. Again, trying to keep the siege going, but Fox have done a great job wave clearing for as long as they can. Finally, a weakness is exposed there in mid lane, but Huni almost tired, looking for something. Black Shield's gonna mean he goes offensive. Sunday, the target once again, the root lands onto Afro. Meteos back to the backline once again, but Damonte kicks him out with the ultimate. Altec is so low, but he's still living on the other end of the fight. A root from Cody finds Huni, but no follow-up damage.
That was smooth from Damonte there. He went forward to dodge the Zac coming in, knowing that if he went backwards, he doesn't have the time to do it. And then he used the Azir wall, which spawns behind you, and pushed him past the Vector cast. That was super sick from him.
And Sun Turret will be filled as well. Finally, an inhibitor that 100 Thieves can play for. And Meteos, he knows he's not seen behind this wall.
And the unseen Meteos is the deadliest here. He keeps finding these engages onto the backline, and he mixes it up. It's not Altec every time. And so Papa Chow has to stay on his toes and throw the Black Shield on whoever it looks like it's going to hit. And when they're clumped up, it looks definitely a prime position.
Yeah, a ton of patience here from 100 Thieves. Baron has worn off, but they're going to just threaten here with the Zac. Should be enough to get them the inhib, and is. As Cody Sun steps forward, Huni also had to deal with this big wave that are built up top, and there's a wave coming from bot side as well.
Echo Fox on the back foot here. They have been the #1 team all split long. They have not dropped that position. And if 100 Thieves beat them in this game, they'll have to fight to hold on to that in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, been given the runaround so far. Also remember that 100 Thieves will lock a playoff bye, unseating at Cloud9, who had a weekend to lock it for themselves, and unfortunately for that squad did not show up. So a lot to still be determined, even though this is game 4 of the regular season. I guess I should say the second last game of the spring season.
Oh, it would be incredible for 100 Thieves to lock in that first round bye. And really, their name actually couldn't be more fitting, because it feels like that first half, they brought attention to themselves, and then immediately it was like, wait, no, they're dropping down. And then it just seemed like this really stealthy kind of climb where, hey, they're actually doing incredibly well, and you have to pay attention to this team that's been pretty much underrated all throughout the second half. And now, locking in a first round bye would be insane for this team that just came together in spring in this organization who just popped up.
How many wins do they have to steal for us to stop calling them Thieves and just start calling them good? At this point, I think they've certainly earned that praise. Sunday getting things going here on the bot side. I mean, don't look too hard at the inventories because they're very busy right now, but safe to say that we are late into this game, and 100 Thieves have shown it practically every turn. They feel so confident in closing this one out. Echo Fox, they've lived some miracles this split already. We'll see if they've got one in the back pocket.
And once again, the objectives at the same time. Minute and 30 seconds, now you gotta pick and choose, because right now, 100 Thieves, them getting the Elder Dragon, it's their first Elder Dragon, but it's one that has 3 Drakes behind it. But for Echo Fox, them getting Elder Dragon, it's the Omega Elder Dragon. So I think that's the one they're pretty much gonna fight over, because it's really good for 100 Thieves, and it's fantastic for Echo Fox here, whereas the first one, you really didn't mind as 100 Thieves giving it to Fox.
The classic cons, Irene, 2 big buffs up. Which one do you actually want to take? I'll have to find out. Because the heist is still going here for the Thieves as they push through mid. Super assisting them in their wave pressure. Someday has been perma bot lane, making sure those waves go in the right directions. He builds it up as well. So you have to think that just based on that positioning alone, it's probably Elder Dragon that the Thieves won.
Yep. Set up for that Elder Dragon, prevent Fox from having it, get it on yourself as well. This is a stronger buff for Fox to have, I would say. And looking at the inventories, we're having things getting swapped out here. Phantom Dancer for Cody's son. He sold the boots. I didn't think he would, but he went for it. And Altec actually sold the Blade of the Ruined King and now has a Bloodthirster instead.
Well, somebody cut the line in this game because Fox have no vision in the river at all. They're now finally going to push forward and try and creep some more in. But if they face check the wrong person, they could be in trouble. Ryu is top lane right now, though.
He doesn't have TP, but
A bit
for him, it doesn't really matter too much. He's going to go ahead and, even though there's a big wave there and he had prepped it, he's like, nope, it's more important for him to actually get down here.
Yep, understands the situation, leaves early.
Ooh, this is such a rough situation for Fox because there's a Cho'Gath and there's the Zac that has ease of access to the pit, and now he's behind Meteos. He's super sneaky.
This is quite the flank from Mr. Meteos.
You're not expecting him from this angle. The Black Shield was used onto Huni.
Here it comes, the Drake goes over though. Echo Fox might have enough team fight power. Meteos, he can't charge in. Huni maybe sees the fight, looking to go. Uses the ulti in place as he's rooted. Cooldown's being lost, but Fox do get the dragon at least.
Wait.
Meteos here again, funneling them through the choke point. It was a long one all along! Zyrene, they're gonna look to scoop him back, but the flashes are there for Echo Fox.
And they all get away with that Elder Dragon, and now Baron is on the table, and that's the next place that they're looking.
All right, who's thieving who? 100 Thieves gonna realm up into the pit this time. There is no need to retreat. A TP in though from Huni. This could be dangerous. They will get the Baron, but what else will happen? Meteos does smite it down, but how do they get out?
Well, Fox want to fight really
That
badly.
rupture from Someday. Sick under Dardock to deny the first engage.
Is Damonte gonna slide through? He's right next to
Takes
Ryu.
way too much damage, has to go. He knows it as well. Still Someday on the front side, eating damage. The Stoneblade is popped. Meteos tries to dive
Huni's
in.
making north.
His own Stoneblade is popped. Huni looking for the big engage. Rupture again disengages from Someday. And Cody bold enough to step forward just to force Fox's retreat.
So much happened there that stopped engages over and over again. Huni had just hit Meganar, and it looked like he wanted to jump in, flash, and then maybe make a play. Same with Damonte, who had his flash. It looked like he was going to try to Shurima shuffle the entire team of 100 Thieves, but Ryu stopped him from going in and threatened the position. So 100 Thieves, they are holding on here in terms of just going up against that Elder Dragon. So they do not want a flat-out team fight to start just yet.
Certainly not. Have to wait till the buff wears off.
And also keep in mind, second one lasts 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a longer dragon buff.
Longer, better, faster, stronger. It is so good for Fox right now in a team fight situation. You saw what almost happened in that last engage around the pit. But 100 Thieves with the Baron, they know they've got at least a mid-inhib to threaten for the retake. But only one inhib, especially this late with Caitlyn Azir, is very defendable for Echo Fox, and they know it. Cody going top side. Looks like he's getting the waves pushing over. Like you said, 100 Thieves just trying to spread across the map and get the waves pushing in their favor.
And now it comes to the point where AD carries will cycle through pretty much every item known to man. Altec sold the boots, got the Phantom Dancer, so we're at true 6 items here for both of them.
AD's get a lot of buys remorse, Zyrene. You know, they kind of buy something like, ooh, that looks shiny, but oh, never mind. Teamfight starting, Dardock rooted up.
Huni Also very low.
Out again, not that tanky. Stun lands in. The Black Shield was late. Someday, Face taking the damage. Oh, there's another knockup. The next shot misses though from Jin. Cody had a snipe ready for Huni once more, but we'll just go back to even.
And there's just so much damage coming out from Ryu in these fights alongside Cody. And remember, Someday, he didn't even nom down there, I don't think. He didn't even get his ultimate off, which probably would have killed Huni, because right now, Someday, he's sitting with 6,500 HP, and 1,400 of that is from that ultimate. Oh my god.
Saving it for next time. You can see this inhibitor once again under threat. Echo Fox do want to defend, though. Dardoch in the front lines, taking up a lot of damage. Meteos again looking for the backside. Kidnap gets 2 down. Left back is good. Demonte falls. Ryu joins in. Huni now the front line is going to get chained. CC'd. 100 Thieves find 2 clean kills.
Meteos has been playing out of his mind on this Zac. This goes back to Season 3. Superstar, blonde hair, Super Saiyan jungler.
Well, we're going back again, looking to retake this inhib. 3v5. Good luck, Echo Fox. His inhib 1 will fall. What do the Thieves want to do next? 30 seconds left, 50 seconds, and 45 on Huni and Demonte's death time. As 100 Thieves, they're going to go right for it.
Alltech has to kind of clear the wave, but it doesn't matter. He's still just trying to take these pot shots. He has the range advantage.
And that's actually a retreat now from 100 Thieves. Someday tanks Caitlyn ulti. I think he might have rethought that.
Yeah, it kind of stops his Warmogs from ticking sooner, so he actually loses a decent amount of time on it. There's now 24 seconds on Demonte.
Still a long time left.
They gotta hit these turrets.
Aphromoo, cleanses out. There's another up from the Dardoch, but it's only Dardoch. They're gonna try and tie up. Alltech gets slapped together. Ryu takes him down, and that'll be all she wrote here for the Thieves. They complete the con. I don't think Fox can respawn. They're gonna look for that another Nexus turret. Papachow, he's gonna go down. Dardoch will fall. That's an 8 for 100 Thieves, and I would have put it in Game of the Week, but there's no way you miss this. 100 Thieves sneaking all the way up and stealing a playoff bye.
I wouldn't even say they stole this. They earned this playoff bye.
Winner, second place, or in the case of G2, fighting for second place. Loser, fourth place. That is a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, because it of course means that even if you win your quarterfinal, you might get to face Fnatic in a semifinal, and that's kind of what teams want to avoid at the moment in the ULCS.
It always feels like that in the ULCS playoffs. It always feels like who can avoid the terrifying semifinals team is always a question.
That's why seeding is so important, even if it's between like third, fourth, and so on. Just because, again, if you win your quarterfinal, the highest seed that advances to semifinals will get to play the second seed in the EULCS. And let's see what happens in this game here. Super, super important for both teams.
Now, the thing I want to see, Deficio, is how both the teams are going to play this game, because we heard on the desk, and I think we should watch it again. Both these teams, big comeback wins, unexpected wins, I think it's safe to say, for both teams. We saw the individual outplays coming in from Wunder and Perkz together, Wunder especially on the Camille. And honestly, it's sort of a similar story on the opposite side as we just kind of relive these moments for both teams.
Hey, it was a super hard game for G2 to win. I thought the game was over until Unicorns Love sadly messed up a few team fights. Wanted to go over the game, And this, of course, is Vitality coming back after being behind, and with this creative play, they punished him. And Minitrubaks became the big hero.
Here it is. Just the champion's aggressive flash to bring it home. It's a good look, but now as we check in on the ban phase, you know what I see, Deficio? Those champions that turn the game around, they're gone. Wonder, you don't get to play Camille. Minitrubaks, you don't get to play Caitlyn. Clearly both teams are aware of what happened yesterday, not going to let it happen again.
Also 2 AD carry bans on G2 side against Minitrubaks. It is important to highlight that Vitality have played more around the bottom lane recently, and G2 Esports have never played around the bot lane in 2018. So they are taking away 2 of the main AD carries that Minitrubaks could carry on, and they're trying to set up Yanan for success, because Yanan, if he gets Varus, he can do fine on that one. There's also things like a Sivir, which is his old school pick that he hasn't really gotten to play
That's when we
yet.
were talking about him being the carry on Rocket, when he was busting out the Sivir, when he was the guy who so consistently dealt damage in late game fights.
And with all these AD carry bans, there is the possibility of it. It could really benefit them. It is Sion locked in first. Flex pick can go mid, can go top.
And now the issue I have with this Deficio is that we liked yesterday that we saw carries for Perks, a champion he could make impact on, carries for Wonder. Someone has to play the tank here.
Yep.
Somebody has to accept kind of more of a backseat role, more of the initiation position rather than the damage option.
All right, Jack Troll has played a lot of Tahm Kench in the past. Typically, Vitality like to grab it early, especially if things like Zyra Khan are not there for them to take, so they will lock it in. Sejuani, of course, Vakilius, kind of been his main pick all split long. Now, Yankas can go Kha'Zix if he wants to try and do what Maxwell did last game. Otherwise, Zac is banned, so we can look at Skarner or Olaf if he wants another one of these like very aggressive picks where he can try and be a little bit of a carry.
I want to see what the option is. Are they going to put Jankos? Give him the onus to carry this game. He is kind of a star player for this team.
Oh, we going late game, baby.
Pogma picked up for Hjarnan against everything G2 have drafted in the last few weeks in terms of what they want to go for. We'll wait on the final pick here. But with the Kog'Maw locked into Fisher, this is not the Ezreal. This is not the Varus. You do not leave this pick alone. This is something that you want to come online as you go later in the game.
Yeah, the moment you get Rage Blade, suddenly you can actually play around Hjarnan. You get super, super strong when it comes to individual trading as all that it carries. But Ryze was left open in this draft. Jizuke, he created montage earlier in the split. He created highlight moments, 1v2ing people in the bottom lane on Ryze specifically. It is one of the biggest playmaking champions for Jizuke personally.
And it is one of the most banned champions up against Vitality. Not something we ever expect to get through the draft, but in the chaos of banning so many of these comfort picks away, banning so many of these AD carries, Jizuke gets his hands on it. So I want to see what Perks is going to bring to the table.
I wonder if you do a ban Jinx. We know Minitrubaks can play it. Yamada Cannon's shoes. He wins this battle against Grabs.
The green suit. St. Patrick's Day.
Let's see the shoes again.
Just give us, yeah, the shoe cam. Guys, I understand this is an important game, but those are great shoes. Take a moment.
Good. We got the Jinx ban, the one we just talked about here, which is what Minitrubaks showed last time. If he wants another late game carry, there's always Vayne, but it's mainly just been Sheriff, where we kind of thought maybe he would play it. Twitch did get buffed on this patch, but man, playing Twitch against a Rage Blade AD carry on one item sucks. Oh, he's going for
The
Ashe.
Ashe. Okay, now this is always a debate when we look at Vitality. Is Minitrubaks better on a carry? Is it better for the team, rather? Minitrubaks is on a carry or something with utility? The Ashe has looked good for him.
But last time we saw this, it was against Caitlyn specifically, and then they played heavily around the bottom side. They can do the same thing here. Ryze can move down with ult. They can use the Ashe arrow to set up plays against Yana specifically. Let's see where the Sion will go. It is GP locked in, so that tells us it's going to be Sion mid lane, and we're going old school here. I say old school, we're going a few weeks back. A few patches back for Wonder.
Now, mana nerfs, of course, to how much parlay costs early on do hurt him in the early game, but it has been a fantastic pick for Wonder. Big reason the G2 are winning. Now the Kha'Zix comes in for Jankos as well, so it looks like after so long spent trying to carry G2, Perks is actually going to be the member to take a backseat, to let other people step up and be the big carries.
But Perks can carry in the early game with Sion, still. Like so many people say, it's basically a guaranteed mid lane turret. With Sion, once you get banned off command, it's so hard to defend against it, and he can be very active on the map. And this Kha'Zix here can be so crucial, because Vitality also love to try and put Jizuke in a side lane and set him up to be a bit of a split pusher. Kha'Zix is one of the junglers that can punish that.
I mean, we saw it from Maxlor last game, right? If you are ever alone, Kha'Zix comes in and kills you. Now, we've seen Jizuke outplay people. But are Vitality going to rely on that again? Individual skill to bring it home for him.
It's impressive how much focus G2 are going to put on Yanin now. We have waited basically 9 weeks for this kind of setup to happen. Wonder is on the GP, the famous one for him specifically, but as you highlighted before, it is nerfed. It's definitely not as strong as it used to be. And while he can still do fine in laning phase and his scaling is still great, it feels less like a Wonder game and more like Yanin, specifically in this pick and ban phase.
And I want to see Deficio how they'll play the early game, what they're going to do up against his Vitality lineup. Big implications in this game. Once again, the battle for second. You see Jankos telling the team, talking about the strategies. Which lanes are we going to gank? Where are we going to center our attention? He knows they want to shut down Vitality. Don't want to let them get that ball rolling because Deficio, we've seen what happens when Vitality start a snowball.
And we know Vitality want to play around Ashe after level 6. Set up aggressive plays with it. We know Vitality will want to enable Jizuke later on in the game to be a split pusher. Half the time Ken sitting mid who can always join if something happens, but that's where the Kha'Zix from Jankos can be the big pick to shut down the side lanes completely. Set Wonder up to get ahead on this GP. And then of course Yanin, when it comes to late game fights, we're looking at him for the first time in 9 weeks.
It's been an interesting season for Yarnin. He's had some good Tristana moments. 5-1 on the champion. The Varus, the Ezreal, more recent picks for him. Now getting the game. Battle for the bye, folks. G2 versus Team Vitality. Level 6, where we're looking for bot lane. The Ashe arrow comes online. Gilius has the ultimate as well. But for G2, Deficio, I see the Scion. I know it's so strong in the early game, but Wonder may need to play back. What do G2 actually play around in the early game? What is their objective early on?
It's always hard to play around a GP, and your side doesn't really offer you anything you want to gank for. Very often low damage, no CC setup. Perks, on the other hand, is one of the ways they can look towards, but ideally I think they just want to farm for ultis and not necessarily force any plays early on their side.
And of course, now that you've seen the drafts, you can head on over to Twitter, tell us who you think maybe won the draft, who's going to get the playoff bye here. If G2 win, they have to play the tiebreaker with Splice, but maybe they win another game after that. Maybe you think it's Splice. They're not even in this game. Maybe you think Vitality takes it. Hashtag every game counts has just been whispered in my ear, so I will let you guys know about it.
Oh, someone had to tell you while it was also on screen.
I think I got so caught up in talking about the stakes that I forgot to mention that you should also use the hashtag. But we did it. We talked about the hashtag. Every game counts except for that last game. Forget about that one, but that's not why we're here, Deficio. Focus up on G2 versus Vitality.
Gilius solo starting on red buff at the moment. Real bot lane here. I mean, Trubax and Jack Troll will show himself early. Jankos does get a leash from his bottom lane, which Vitality can communicate, meaning obviously on top side, Capra shot. To be a little bit more careful for a potential level 3 gank. But as I said before, ganking for a GP does not feel great as a jungler.
Yarnin. Gonna throw down a few autos. This lane kind of oppressive early on. Of course, Ashe with the volley. So easy to just harass the opposition. It looks like Vitality are set up to get the early level 2.
Well, we'll get it very close to G2's turret. Would be hard for them to actually force anything with it specifically, or to get a little bit of a trade advantage in the early game. I want to look around mid lane with Jizuke, because when he plays this Rise, it's where Vitality found so much success in ganking for him early, get him ahead, he becomes the strong split pusher, and then he kind of takes over the game. It is harder now, much longer cooldown on his ulti, especially on 8.5. You can no longer, of course, after a few patches, use that stopwatch ulti to get away, so he's not even taking it in this case here. You do get punished a lot more if you overextend inside lanes, and that's where the Kha'Zix pick can come up huge for G2 later. But Jankos, of course, as we said before, he started red, hovered towards the top side, and that's why Capra Shard is going to play as safe as possible.
Good aggressive play from Jankos will give himself a camp lead. Jizuke clearly harassing out. Very comfortable in this lane. Sion going to need a few more levels under his belt before he can get anything else. And the early back for Jizuke, great to have. Can pick up that tier right away, start stacking, stay in this lane just about indefinitely.
So both junglers effectively going to opposite sides of each other, and we see bot lane, I mean, Trubax and Jack Troll did everything they could to get the early push on their side. Jizuke will TP back, just around the mid lane.
Walking to the side, going through the choke though, a little bit tough. Perk's not going to opt to use the decimating smash.
He knows the jungler's not there. Now, of course, he needs to respect the fact that Jankos could be around mid lane, and that's why, of course, Jizuke is hovering to the bottom side.
Yeah, has so much vision there to protect him too, so good setup from both Jizuke and from Gilius to make sure that he can comfortably push aggressively.
It is fun to see, though, this week how G2 lost a bunch of games, looked super weak, realized, okay, we need something where Wonder can actually deal a ton of damage. We need something where Wonder can become a carry again. So it's Camille yesterday. Despite a very unsuccessful early to mid game, they still have the late game with Wonder specifically as showing up. And now they go back to this GP pick for him that was so good earlier on. So it's gonna be ton of gold on his side, farm him up as much as possible, and then try and utilize him in the late game team fights to try and win you the game, and put him in that side lane for as long as possible and try and kill Capo Shot on this Gnar.
And it's interesting because these are both of the champions that we saw hit very hard on 8-4. Gnar and GP both kind of taken down a notch in terms of their potency. They were the most picked top laners. GP, of course, pretty much banned or first picked in every single game, especially by G2. And now Wonder seems comfortable in the lane phase so far. Does not seem like this is a champion that has been shut down too terribly, as Wonder actually has a CS advantage and a wave pushing towards his tower.
Again, we have to remember Capo Shot, obviously respecting Jankos as well, being on that side, and his own jungle going to the other side. No help coming in from Gilius, but of course great for Wonder with the early advantage on his side. As we said before though, G2 happy to wait for ultis to be ready. Happy to wait even for Jan to get his first full item before they can make plays around his side. And Truex kind of just waiting for level 6 specifically. Both junglers farming, trying to deny each other.
And of course, we take a look at the jungle matchup. It's so incredibly crucial for this to see who can actually get the edge here. Gilly's playing a much more standard tank. Jankos, strange to see him on a carry, it feels like. But both these guys have been very active for their teams.
I like the jungle meta at the moment because there are tanks plus carries you can play. Mid lane proximity, very low for Gilius when it looks the specific jungle matchup. Jankos have put a bit more effort in, but I think like those percentages are so close to each other anyway, and if you're just very effective with your gank, you show up quickly, you get a kill, then it doesn't really matter how much time you actually spend.
If I remember correctly, the percentages are about 7 seconds per percentage, so it's about 30 seconds difference, give or take.
And Gilius typically when he goes mid is actually pretty quick. Like in, get the gank, leave again.
This is that gank. 3 stacks though, not going to connect the 4th, and Perk's quite comfortable. Just punishes him for walking into the lane, but it will set up another free back for Jizuke. No TP this time, so we wanted to have the laner come help him, make sure he gets the safe back.
Jizuke not really struggling at all in this specific laning phase here. Easily for him to kill the wave. Perk's not able to return a lot of damage towards him. We're still waiting for Perk's to get his first item, specifically, to be very annoying against AP champions.
I think Banner of Command, maybe?
Still a great choice, what we're seeing on him. And we have to remember, it is nerfed on 8.5.
True.
Doesn't stack with that Baron buff.
Still makes him magic immune, though. So,
of course,
pretty great for the Rise.
Still
pretty terrible for
item.
the Rise, rather. Good, solid choice. Part of the reason Zion's so popular, of course. You talk about it. Guaranteed first tower mid, if you pick the Zion. I mean, of course...
In theory.
In theory. But we'll track. We'll see if the prediction does come true. The other one we're keeping our eyes out is level 6 in the bot lane, level 5 for Mini Truex and Jack Troll. Mini Truex has been there for a while, so we might see it soon. They are heading back to lane to pick up that wave as G2 push in, and I wonder if we'll see a lane swap. Get away from this this Ashe.
I mean, the thing is, you kind of want to keep Wonder sitting and just farming in his lane. You don't necessarily want to speed up the game there, but you can always use GP ult very effectively when you do lane swap. They try and match on the other side, you just GP ult down, kill most of the wave. But I think you're at G2, again, you're happy to continue to farm as much as possible. Oh, big one.
For the outplay. Great oranges. Gonna make it all K. Still wants to leap in, wants to get one. First blood. Cannon barrage. Too late.
Capo Shot just destroyed Wonder right there.
Oh, and Gillies wants the outplay. Stun goes go in. He knows he's stealth. He's gonna try to lock him up. Cannot get a follow-up stun because he led with the ulti.
Big plays for Vitality all of a sudden. Capo Shot was down in gold, down in farm, but then he gets the first blood for himself. Jizuke taking a bit of damage from Perks, but...
First of the ultimate available. Difficult for Jizuke to play around, getting quite low, but he knows Gillius is there. Not 100% sure.
Perks doesn't have a jungler because he was back in base. Can't really all in. That's going to be blue buff steal for Vitality. On their side, Perks moving towards the bottom side will get spotted by double control, but he's fast.
The ultimate. Tom Kench.
Already flashed.
Do here. That's make smash. Jack Troll trying to make his way out. Have used a bit. TP is now coming into the backside. Jack Troll may go down before the fight even starts. Perks could be in trouble though. Jizuke now in on the backside, wants to do the damage, but Deed is there to block for his teammate. Death Make Smash comes out. He's going to have to flash to safety. Kieran still on the front line. Jizuke still playing without feeder, but he's going to get taken down. No opportunity. Jankos is here too. That's a manaless Ashe. No summoner spells, but he's not going to go. Is he?
He's fine. He's fine.
Oh, so close to Fischio.
But that was a great play from G2. Perks, he doesn't care about your control wards. He's just rushing down with ult. Dizuke tried to respond right there, but Jack Troll very early on had to flash. We didn't get to see it on screen, but I think Wadid just jumped him instantly. I think that was a free kill for Perkz when he arrived, and Dizuke tried to turn around, but Wadid's shield perfect to block the damage from Rise. And suddenly, 2 kills for G2 Esports after losing their top lane in the 1v1.
Exactly what they wanted. Perkz gets to go back, buy more MR, even more comfortable in this lane, but Gilius trying to bring it back. Good damage on the red buff. Aftershock comes in as well. Heals up just a little bit. Gilius wants it so bad, but he's walking face first into Perkz. He can't get it. Has to back off. Oh, that is brutal.
Jankos walks away from that one. Gilius, he thought he had the guaranteed kill. He was close. Perkz saved him. So Min Trubex surviving in the bot lane. Jankos surviving around the mid lane. Good early trades.
And the thing I love, level 6 comes in for mini Trupax, and immediately G2 are bot lane. They say, this is where you want to play? No, 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 sir. This is where we want to play. Go bot lane, shut the Ashe down. Sorry, Arrow not going to be effective here. But Cabo playing well around the top side. Dizuke is here. We saw this in week 1, game 1. Not going to work this time.
Cabo actually thought that Wonder would appear on the other side of the turret here, but he just got smacked into it on the bottom side, and therefore follows up stun did not connect. But of course, they get a TP from Perkz. So it was effectively just Dizuke walking top and forcing a big, big cooldown. This is just the engagement with Wadid. Perkz on the way, and there's no flash on their Tahm Kench. Very easy kill for him, and I get why Dizuke wants to TP in, because he knows there's going to be low members, but Wadid have saved his shield here. Puts it up in front, blocks as much damage as he can, and now the turnaround is really good from G2. I think Dizuke could have tried to walk away, would probably still have died to Jankos.
We talked about it though. Dizuke, he's the man who wants to outplay. He's the man who's had to outplay, but now Mini Trupax needs to run. Jack Troll, does he have to devour? They're going to focus on him. He's just going to walk this one down. Is going to get taken out. Good kill comes in from Jankos and G2.
And it's G2 Esports playing around the bottom lane here in the early game. Yanin now getting ahead in CS. A lot of early gold with the assist. A ton of damage on the bot lane turret. 2 plays from G2 around the most criticized AD carry in all of EUL CS. And so far, it's working.
Working very well. 2-0-1 for Wadid, the bloodthirsty support action. As we see trading mid, I think we got to remember, Vitality were so good at the start. But that slump in the middle, Deficio, it looked so rough for this team. And a lot of that was when they stopped playing around the mid lane. Dizuke, he's on his comfort champion. Everything is going well, but things have already started off on the wrong foot.
A lot of teams also figured out how to kind of play against Vitality. Dizuke stopped getting some of the champions where he could be the big carry, and we were kind of waiting for someone else then to step up next to him. I think Caboshot has not been the person they could consistently rely on to be a big carry in the games, even though he got a lot of counter picks for himself. They still had to play around mid to find success, but Min Trubex did step up lately, and they had this Ashe where they wanted to play around him, specifically with ult, but it's G2. They know there's no flash on the support. There's GP ult coming in, and they can just secure another kill. Yanin got multiple points in his W, so he's early damage. Soon gonna spike a lot when the Rage Blade is completed.
And that's one of the big things about the Ashe. Why we don't see her nearly as much as the Varus. One item for Ashe feels so bad compared to the early Rage Blade spike we see from the Kog'Maw or the Varus.
All right, we talked about this much earlier. Trying to go top with the Rise. Looking for another play onto Wonder. Flash not ready. Few seconds.
Meganar on the way, are going to connect the ult, saving the CC. Chain CC comes in, easy kill pickup across the board. Vitality bring that one down.
Let's see what happens bot lane. Cross-mapping here for G2, but Jankos, he's just grabbing the Drake. TP is available for Caboshot if you want to do something defensive. Dizuke needs a few more seconds on his. G2, I don't think they can get the bot lane turret here. Vitality will be able to defend because the Global's also ready.
Ashe available for Mini Trupax. Can't force out the bomb shield on his pace. Jankos going to get the consolation prize. That is the Cloud Drake. Will make him much faster. But no tower has dropped. Jankos is now free, though, to pressure the bottom side tower if they want to keep it going. Jack Troll. That was cheeky. But I really respect it. They are going to get it. They're going to get the vision. That's one of those little plays that kind of means nothing to Fischio, but I like because it's just a little disrespectful. You let him know.
You'll take it every time. So Vitality have identified bot lane, lost cause, don't care. Top lane, that's where we can pick up kills. They get it on to the GP, and again, because they had TP on Caboshot and soon on Dizuke, they knew that the bot lane could still be defended. And that's why Min Trubex and Jack Troll could stay, kill the wave. So first turret for Vitality. Slight goal lead on their side. Banner of Command is ready for Perkz. It is time to siege the mid lane turret over and over and over.
And lo and behold, who shows up? The man with physical damage himself, none other than Caboshard, just to clear the banner minion, Deficio. Team play at its finest.
I love it. There's still 2 dematerializers on Dizuke as well, just in case he needs them. Jankos around the mid lane at the moment. Will get spotted by the control ward.
Wonders here too. They just look for an aggressive dive. Perkz has the ultimate. If they connect any CC, Jizuke should just die. Does not have a lot of mana.
They're looking bot lane again. Remember that TP from Coppershot. It is available.
They see Jizuke's They know that they have fight advantage if they go for this. This should be the bot lane tower. I'm just going to set sights on that. Use the Unbreakable to body block so Yarnan can free hit onto the tower. Now going to back off. Meanwhile, Cabo is pushing on the top side.
All right, Yarnan now on next back will fully complete the Rage Blade for himself. They can move him around and keep playing around his lane. He's going to be the stronger AD carry. They have the Braum next to him to set up any sort of tower dive or protect Yarnan in case Vitality make a double TP play. G2 can match it as well. Perkz and Wonder copying the summoner spells. Jankos finding Coppershot.
Ooh, Cabo could be in trouble. GP's on the way too. This is not at all where Cabo wants to be. He's going to go down. Nope, double bounce. Ooh, cannot quite hit the blast cone in time. Overstaying its welcome there in enemy territory.
Yeah, that was very unnecessary from Coppershot. Probably just thought he could quickly take the blast cone out, but then suddenly everyone from G2 show up and kill him. That was a kill over for Wonder as well. He gets the Trinity Force. Gold-wise, slight lead for G2. Item-wise, Trinity Force Rage Blade completed. Big lead for G2.
Deficio, I think when we look at this team for G2, they have so much wave clear, and it feels like it's so easy for them to get lane priority now. And the biggest thing about the Ryze nerfs was it's a little bit harder for him to clear those waves as we get later in the game.
See around mid here. As you highlighted, of course, if Vitality do fall behind with this composition, it's going to be hard for them. Also, especially hard to kill Yarnan in the late game. They don't exactly have a ton of champions who's just diving in and destroying an AD carry. It's very much who can kill the front line first, or can Jizuke find a great flank. But on Ryze, especially against Braum, it's really hard because Braum puts up the shield in front of you and your damage does not connect on the correct target.
Which then puts onus on Coppershot. We've talked about him not being the biggest center of attention, but a good Gnar ult can win a game anytime. But it's going to be so hard for them to actually set up against this composition. First now, though, taking a bit of poke damage in the mid. Now, the other thing you talked about during the pause, Deficio, was Rage Blade and how European teams have struggled to play around it. G2's one of those teams. On the Varus, they've never really played around Yarnan on the Rage Blade. I wonder if we're going to see that change now that he's on the Cogma.
Well, they are again playing top side. Vitality trying to prevent it by group mid, push in mid, get a bit of vision on top lane, stop, Yarnan from getting to the turret and start hitting it. But they have a couple of minutes on G2's side to do this. They should be able to reclaim control on the top side just because they have a very strong AD carry. At the moment, you already got 5 ranks in your W. You got the first item you need. Jacktroll can always hold up. That's what we're seeing here.
Bring him up. They have the main advantage here. Woody now in trouble. Needs to use the Unbreakable to buy a bit of time. Double TP now comes in. They need to burn someone down before the TP is complete. TP comes in from Cabo, but it's a little bit late. And he's going to be in mini-Gnar. Not what they need, but Jizuke has taken one down. Everyone from G2 is here. The arrow for fall. This is exactly what they want. Ryze ult into the middle of the team. Perkz needs to run for his life, but he doesn't have any mana. The flash forward. Cabo wants a little bit more. Perkz is giving up his life. Zombie mode. Not going to be effective against the Ashe. Has to walk it out. Great play from Vitality to bring up the 2 kills.
That's why we just talked about mid lane control. The Tahm Kench can instantly ult towards it, and they knew that G2 would play top side. They knew they had a chance to maybe punish it. G2 actually figured, we have double TP, we got GP ult, we can actually win this fight. But the 4.5 seconds on TP, compared to a Tahm Kench showing up instantly, gave a big numbers advantage for Vitality for a few seconds, and they utilized that to win the fight. And that's huge, because now they get the Rift Herald. This was supposed to be G2 controlling this top side. Huge, huge play for Vitality specifically. Gilius is up here to time it perfectly, and while the TPs are coming, and what Deed is doing a perfect job trying to buy time, takes too long for G2 to show up, and they've already lost the AD carry, the strong member, and they will lose the fight.
Exactly what they wanted, Deficio. We expected it maybe later in the game to look for the use of the Ryze TP, but here it is.
Oh, stays alive.
Good Unbreakable.
Oh, no, he died in the end.
3 kills, not 2. Such a close fight, but you can see everybody sharing the damage burden on the side of Vitality. Good job, Yarnan. I don't know how much of that damage was passive damage, but he did something in the last team fight.
Still so huge for Vitality with this good play here. Mid lane.
Trying to take down Jacktroll. Easiest one to shut down. Jankos is on the way in. Multiple members here. Jacktroll is just overextended. G2 happy to pick it up. Great punish, and now they can set up to take down the mid lane tower. Sion guaranteed to get mid lane tower to Deficio. Maybe not how you expected, but there it is.
Doesn't matter. He gets in. That's all we care about. G2's turn to make a play on Vitality.
Deficio. I mean, Rift Herald gives Vitality a slight edge. Cloud Drake maybe an edge for G2, but this game is so even. They're fighting for second place.
I love
18 minutes in, 5-5 in kills. Gold, 100 difference, if that, between the two teams.
See what happens specifically around mid. Gillius is calling that 3 guys are on the way, but Jack Troll is... I don't know. I don't know why you do that. Like, you're never going to gain anything from that play, and you're not Flash.
Immediate follow-up. Wonder now in trouble. Not enough health there to survive. Going to try to make it out. Easy follow-up, though, for Gillius. He points and click there with the permafrost.
So the thing I like the most about this game is they're always trading. You get a big play, great. Then we return to the map, now we get a play, and then you just see how much do you actually gain each time. Vitality, when they killed multiple members top lane, they got the Rift Herald as well. That was big. G2 return to favor mid, get a mid lane turret. Now Copper Shot makes the play bot lane with Jizuke, and they get this bot lane turret for themselves. Maybe it's Gillius. They made a play with someone.
And the Cloud Drake. So it's a you get a Cloud Drake, we get a Cloud Drake kind of thing. Gillius going to summon the Rift Herald as well. So Vitality just looking to keep the ball rolling. We talked about this. When they find a lead, they push so hard to keep growing it.
And it's pretty big for them that Jizuke has picked up 3 kills, 2 fully completed items. The mana already stacking. Like, this is a very fed rise we're watching at the moment, and that's exactly what you want if you're Vitality. Your most important player is the one who's getting all the kills.
Slow burn. G2 going to be able to defend the tower. Many true packs going to be devoured up. Perkz clearly debating. Does he ult in? Do they want to continue this fight? Mininar's on the way. Does not look like a good bet for them. But Hjarnan is alive and well. Low mana means it's going to be tough for him to keep up with the Bio-Arcane barrage.
And with now Vitality stopping the initial play on that top lane turret, it's really slowed down how G2 can play around the AD carry. They know the moment Hjarnan goes to a side lane, if Vitality get mid control, Jack Troll just ults towards Hjarnan, and the fight is on. There's TP from Jizuke, nothing on the side of Perkz and Wonder. So G2 don't have the globals on their side. Makes it very risky to set up anything, and it does slow it down a bit for them. Meanwhile, Vitality can set up the 1-3-1 again. And Truepax holds mid with Jack Troll. Jizuke controls his side lane, and Copper Shot opposite side of the map.
Feels like a great setup for Vitality. Ball is exactly in their court. You talk about the Rise having 3 kills, exactly what they wanted. But on the opposite side for G2, Hjarnan started well, the 0-0-3, gets picked off, kind of hurt in that individual exchange. What's the next course of action for G2? What do they actually use to stop Vitality from just starting up a 1-3-1, from using a potential global advantage with the Tahm Kench?
Whenever you have 1-3-1 comms, mid lane control, this becomes such an important part. Perkz can kill the wave very quickly, and then he can threaten ult to the side lanes to potentially stop Vitality. But I think if you are G2, you got your second item now on your hyper carry. You need your GP as well to catch this Gnar here, and then it's going to be all about 5-on-5 team fighting on G2's side. I feel like there's more split push options on Vitality, but if you protect Hjarnan in these team fights and he gets towards the late game, that will always be a huge win condition.
Oh, I can't protect him from that, though. Gillius on the flank, the follow-up. CC Hjarnan running for his life. He's exhausted, but he heals up, and now he can start to fire back. Gillius taking a lot of damage here. They have stacked up the Rage Blade. The fight instantly turning. They can't kill the Kog'Maw. They have to back off.
Well, top lane Jizuke, he's not afraid of Perkz. This Rise is so far ahead at the moment. He can keep playing aggressive. Jankos is on the way. Remember, Jack Troll's ult is here.
This is what we talked about. Shutting down the side lane split pushers with the Kha'Zix. Goes in onto Jizuke. Jizuke needs to try to find a way out. Jankos takes so much damage back in the return. This is one strong Rise. Is going to use the Realm Warp. Trying to get a little bit more. Gillius goes over the wall. He wants to take down Jankos. Needs one more stack. Can he get it? Where is the flail of the Northern Winds? I can't even see if he got it in the end. Jizuke now looking for the collapse. Oh, goodbye, Jankos. That might not be it. Can he look for the outplay? Great
His team is coming. But it is here. No one's dying.
Hjarnan has the Rage Blade. They can't look for the follow-up. They managed to land one stack. It's all on Jizuke to look for the outplay. They now have to run for their life. Ooh, Gillius is so low.
Meanwhile, we didn't get to see this, but in the mid lane, Jack Troll died. He was really low, but he still tried to get in position to ult over and save Jizuke. It actually killed him. Mini Truebax, he's still mid, so he just gets a turret around the tower.
Vitality win another exchange.
Barely. That was a close one.
Every exchange, Deficio, it's either someone dies instantly or one team barely wins.
So, Jack Troll low after the fight before. But Deed puts down a ward. Knows he's in there, also because he decided to lick the ward.
Oh.
And yeah. Whoops.
Whoops. A little rough. Well played by G2 to shut that down, though. That could have gone very differently if they got up there. Good news is they still managed to get the mid lane tower.
So the moment you see the ward come down and you have a control ward, you will of course disable it. Don't hit it.
Jankos immediately leaps onto Jack Troll. Minitrubak's potentially in trouble. Needs to use the Devourer to try to save him, but he has been locked up for so long. Minitrubak now has to flash, uses the arrow, tries to back out. Chain CC comes in. Hjarnan reaps the benefits as he takes down Jack Troll. Perks picking up Trupax.
And G2, they find success every time they get to go mid. Perks can make a play together with the rest of his team. They shut down the bot lane of Vitality. They don't care about the 1-3-1 as long as they get that mid lane.
And they're going to get an inhibitor here. Jizuke's not even backing off. They don't have enough time.
The banner is in action right now. The cannon.
GP ult is going to stop Jizuke from pushing any further. This is so good for G2. Beautiful play, Deficio. Fantastic for the G2 lineup.
It's actually been a big problem for Vitality that Jack Troll multiple times will sit without flash in that mid lane and give a very easy engage over to them because they're trying to set up 1-3-1 here. They don't have a turret to protect them, and the moment they just step forward slightly, G2 punished them. That was actually a super good call, and they know with things like Cyan to follow up, you can always land the ult, you can get some CC on them. Jankos and Cabochard will spot each other, but that doesn't matter for now. Cabochard is the only one applying pressure. Just trying to steal this one away. Baron, of course, is something we haven't really talked about this game because it's been about one team wants to fight mid lane, the other team wants to try and split push. Baron is being started, G2 on the way, Jankos coming from red buff, so he's pretty far away now.
6k and dropping. Vitality taking a lot of damage from this. Gilly's going to heal up very quickly, but a little bit of a desperation play there. Not willing to commit to that, not willing to take the risk.
Gilius, with the Warmox though, also with the Ruby Crystals, will be above 3k HP, so he does get the full effect of that item, and he can tank the Baron, walk away, get full HP again. The rest of his team, not exactly the same. G2 reacting quickly, and we get like a full map reset from Vitality side. Every single lane needs to get pushed out once again, and Cabochard will go top. Jizuke will take control of the bottom side. Remember Jizuke, no TP on his Rise here. He swapped it over to Ghost, so that's of course meaning Infernal Drake seems to be the next thing on the menu if he's actually going bot lane. But in this case, because Vitality had a full reset, they're not ready on the map to contest for Drake. This is what happens when you invest what you consider your window and trying to rush down things like a Baron. You get forced to recall. Suddenly the other team can make a play, but look at Vitality!
Multiple members on the way. What do we got for TPs? Wonder available, Perks not quite. Vitality just going to back off.
Ooh, these fairly greedy Baron calls. Costing Vitality and Infernal Drake pretty big in this game, and they're not getting anything in return. All the lanes once again.
And now they give up all of their vision around the pit, which sets up G2 perfectly if they want to take this. They have a tank in the form of Sion. They have GP, they have Kog'Maw. They can cut down a Baron so quickly.
Always the important thing. Even though you don't die when you start that Baron, you give up all tempo you have. Because you need to go back then, reset your lanes. The enemy team gets full control of the Baron, but as long as they stop you from getting the Baron, G2 will be happy with this. Hjarnan almost on 3 items now.
We just have to remember how much pressure is on both these lineups, why Vitality might be going for these desperation calls, because you can see this is the battle for them to tie up with Splice. Vitality, however, owns the head-to-head, so if they win here, they get second, no questions asked. G2, on the other hand, have to play. They have 1-1 record with Splice. We'll take a look at it in just a moment. You can see how important it is for G2 to find the win here. How crucial. Oh, now Perk's gonna look for the follow-up. Gilius. Chain CC does come in. If the jungler gets taken down, this could be everything, but Jack Troll's gonna be able to swallow him, try to take him to safety. Minitrubak's looking for the disengage. Good flash, takes him out. Advantage to G2, but no one has dropped yet. They may still be able to hold on.
Oh, they're trying to disengage. Cabochard is still pushing bot lane, but Jack Troll, he will die.
Every single ult is looking to be used here. Pulling back and taken out as Jankos grabs the kill.
G2 can start the Baron and force that TP from Cabochard, or just get the big objective. Top lane turret also open if they want some gold there, but Cabochard will get the bot lane for himself. Baron being started now. Let's see if Cabochard wants to react.
4 members. Gilius, tough history when it comes to smite stealing. Maybe he can find it here. TP now coming in from Cabochard. Gilius running a strike, but there's the Mega Gnar. He's going to knock one back into the wall, but Gilius is already about dead. Minitrubak's on the way. He wants to deal just a little bit more damage for the team. Jankos is running. Trubax is going to grab one. The slow manages to connect on a Wonder. He sends out the Hawk shot. He's looking for more prey. Cabo brings it in. Jizuke is on the way. That is the Realm Warp. G2 find themselves caught between a rock and a hard place. What is the call as Hjarnan and Perks look to retreat?
Staying together for now. Seems to be able to rock away, but Jizuke, let's see, no flash on his side, no Ghost either. Oh, they got the arrow.
Arrow connects. Perks trying to save his AD carry. Body blocks, buys a bit of time. Locking him up. Hjarnan ready to move forward if they can find the opportunity to deal damage, but both sides just backing off.
Have to see what happened right there for G2 Esports, because they ended up being completely split. Yanan could not stay with the rest of the team. He was dealing damage on one side. Coppershot came in just with Meganar ready. Perfect timing for him, because he got to kill the bot lane turret and TP in to save the day here. So they started, they want to force TP from bottom lane, and then turn and get a 4v5 team fight. Let's see what happens when the engage comes in. Jizuke is coming from top side. Coppershot comes down from the bottom. And now as he goes in, big ulti, Yan's supposed to flash away, gets a bit of damage, and now he also needs to respect Jizuke. So there are 3 members fighting Jizuke. And then Coppershot and Minitroopex gets to win the fight on the bottom lane and secure a bunch of kills for themselves.
And actually just the dream fight from Cabo. Comes in Mega, uses the ulti, gets to go mini to chase down the kills. Exactly what Vitality want.
And Jizuke snuck in and got a kill onto VIT and still stayed alive in that fight. This Ryze is still super fed in this game here. Currently sitting on just about 600 AP before 30 minutes.
You do not want to be Yarn in this game. You better pray and hope that Wadid is right next to you to body block those shots, or you are going to go down very quickly. Now using the banner to push up mid. They want the mid control. We talk about it around Baron every single time. It's in G2's pocket right now.
Coppershot has been able to just safely split push all game long. Jankos has not showed his face. You know, Wonder's been slightly behind when it comes to the early laning phase in CS, but of course as he's playing GP, there's a ton of additional gold coming in, and he's keeping up fine items. Let's see what happens around this. It's going to be all about execution in the next big team fight. Coppershot's TP's on cooldown, Dragos. We have to remember that.
Perks and Wonder both available. Maybe Jackal can try to match. The Abyssal Voyage has to be careful though. We've seen it cancel before. Important note with itemization, Deficio, Yarn 2.5 items. Close to that 3-item point Kog'Maw loves to hit. Ashe, though, out of that awkward early single item phase, has the Runaan's, has the Essence Reaver, and the Infinity Edge as well. So that's a lot of damage if Minitroopex is left untouched.
Jizuke, not been able to be the guy who's like killing people 1v1 in the side lanes, but done well in team fights. Jack Troll, no flash again.
Maybe just gonna get caught out here. If Jack Troll goes down, this could be huge. Perks is there. They burn so many ultis, but they take down the Tahm Kench.
And it happens again. The Tahm Kench is sitting mid without flash. G2, wait for the moment. My voice.
Giving up.
Waiting for the big moment.
Passionate.
But still, so many times we've seen G2 find success killing Jack Troll mid. He tries to step forward just slightly. They engage on him. They have enough on the side with just Perks flying in. And of course, Wadid trying to just land one former CC on the no flash Tahm Kench.
This will give them the tower. We'll start to even up the gold. Not a big difference. We're late enough in the game that 2K really isn't that much. The Infernal probably more important. But it does help them to a certain degree. We look again, we can see just a bit of an awkward scenario here for Jack Troll.
Yeah, again, the moment he even steps towards the river and Jizuke doesn't have any control topside, as you guys can see in the minimap, he just recalled, you die. You just have to give up the river there, and it's hurt Vitality quite a bit.
It's interesting, 0-7-2. Jack Troll's most deaths in a single game, Deficio.
I mean, if someone got to feed, it might as well be the support, I guess.
Bit of a tough spot, though. He can't afford to keep getting caught out. Minitroopex may be caught out, though. Needs to make his way out. Good damage now comes in, but the stealth up from Jankos. He flashes back to safety. If Jankos gets caught here, it could be a turn and burn. Not going to find it. No chance for them to fire back.
Same scenario, though. Jizuke is trying to push topside. G2 find an opening mid. Force Minitroopex back to base. Get 2 summoners from him as well.
And double Infernal Deficio on a triple carry threat comp. The Kog'Maw, the Kha'Zix, the Gangplank, all of these champions so happy to have that at their disposal. G2 now pulling back. Baron still, I think, on everybody's mind in this game. Vision control is going to be crucial. Neither team has full control set up. Vitality wanted to go for that aggressive backdoor play into the Baron pit. They could look to do it now. They're not going to keep taking those risks, though. Instead, they're going to go for the standard play. Push out mid, get the vision control, set up.
Oh, still waiting for that next big Baron fight. Who can kill the front line first? Well, there's more tanks on the side of Vitality. Obviously, on the side of G2, it is mainly Perks sitting there, and then Wadid with what he can do. But if you think about it, Coppershot's Meganar. You highlight this in Champ Select, it could be the big hero. If he gets in there, forces Yanan to either flash away or get stunned into a wall, that's a lot of time bought for Vitality where they can kill Perks, who's probably sitting in that front line most of the time alone. and then suddenly they can win the fight. They're rushing it.
4K, they can get this down. Jankos will be able to make it to the pin. They are going to be able to get the Baron. Can they find the follow-up? G2 now need to find the fight. They're trying to get out. They managed to get multiple members out. Jack Troll is the sacrificial catfish, but Vitality going to secure the Baron.
They've done this a few times, where they try and rush down these Barons here. G2 reacted early in the game, but this one, they just didn't make it in time. Jankos couldn't try and go for the seal. Big play from Vitality's side, and G2 can just look for the mid inhib while Jack Troll is currently dead for another 20 seconds.
Want to get it. Perk's not afraid to walk in. Maybe they can start a fight. Maybe G2 can start to turn things in their favor here. Will Vitality go for the 4v5? Big, risky gambit.
Yeah, just give up the inhib. Give up the inhib. Don't risk losing a fight and potentially losing the game.
Cabo, though.
Jack Troll's coming soon.
Getting a little
They're
cheeky.
still fighting 4v5.
Nubi's on the backside immediately. Gilius is going to get caught out and taken down. G2 can try to find the turn here. Jarnan untouched. Wonder on the front line. There goes Cabo. He wants it, but he's not going to find it. Beautiful flash out to safety. Wallop on the follow-up. Mini Trupax, though, now can chase down. This is exactly what an Ashe loves to do. Arrow not available, but the slows are coming in. Boulder to follow up. Will not connect onto a D. G2 managed to get the disengage.
Oh, that was still risky from Vitality. There were only 4 members. In the base,
Cabo shot forward. Cabo, no hesitation, has the Phantom Dancer, can chase down these targets, but there's no follow-up there.
Vitality, you got the Baron buff. Don't worry. You got the big objective. You're still fine. You don't have to rush in and try and kill someone. In the end, they still lost the jungler. They're pushing as 4 members now against 5. There's TP behind. Vitality, this is so risky.
Low.
Look at this double TP from G2.
Here comes the Scion, right down the mid lane. Mini Trupax is gonna, ooh, no ulti used. No ulti. Wonder is there. They're walking out.
Right.
Both teams are so ready to fight.
Vitality actually just got double TP there.
We'll call that a win.
I think the fact they just managed to get the mid lane secured.
I think if it had taken them even 2 seconds more, we would have seen a Scion coming from behind. Mini Trupax all on his lonesome.
So in the end, they lose mid inhib and they lose Gilius. But they get double TP from G2 and a mid lane turret.
And 1:30 left on the Baron. So the other question is, what else can they get while they have this buff? They do not have the luxury of Banner of Command, nor would it be effective against a champion like GP. They got to get something else. As you can see, with G2 getting an inhibitor, things are a bit grim.
But this is the 4v5 they're forcing here. Trying to see if they can get some crazy win after already losing inhib. They eventually lose the fight here. Yuzuki's damage is insane, by the way, when he gets on any of the squishy targets. And G2 get the 1 kill. They want to back away now. A lot of good damage from Mini Trupax. We're back live.
6k damage from Jarnan. No more Varus. No more Ezreal. It's Kog'Maw time for Jarnan.
They need him to carry so hard. Engage.
Arrow going to be canceled out by the ulti use. Gilius is going to try to find the follow, but it's only going to connect on the Wadid. Now Vitality grouped up here. They have the Mega Gnar, but Cannon Barrage stops them from pushing any further.
Cabochard didn't have any good ward to TP on, so he just ends up joining the team. Can't get a big ulti off. Wonder's back. Bot lane. 5 members mid from Vitality's side.
Wonder looking for the split push. They're pushing in to super minions. This is going to be a tough fight. Wonder going to continue pushing on the bottom side. Looks like they might be willing to give this one up. Going to grab a tower in exchange. Inhibitor could be next. Wonder continues to push. He wants to grab an inhibitor of their own. Can G2 stop the backs? Ryzal going to try to take them out to safety.
And remember, they still got the Baron recall if they want to use it for at least a few more seconds.
They're taking some time, though. It's only a 4-second recall timer, but they're not going to take it. Wonder's just going to grab a tower for free.
Cabochard, he's back. He got it. Mid inhib for Vitality. Elder Drake coming as the next big objective in 1 minute. Back and forth team fights, a lot of trades. Gotta say, it's been a very active game. No one is giving anything up for free, other than Jack Troll, who's dying a lot.
Sad but true. With an 0-8-2 scoreline, it's kind of hard to defend him. But he's been there in the team fight.
Not a KDA player. We gotta give him that one.
Say what you will, but Jack Troll, not a KDA player. Sacrifices for the team. He died in that Baron pit so his team could escape. He is the hero that Vitality needs. Ooh, and Deficio. Elder Dragon, a big one. First Elder Drake, not everything, but if G2 managed to get the equivalent of 3 Infernal Drakes, extra true damage, I don't see a way that they lose a fight with that kind of buff.
Yeah, and the base is open. Like, if you get it, and you can walk straight up to that inhib and the Nexus, and you can just force Vitality to fight you, and you have the double Infernal plus Elder Drake, like, that will be so huge for G2.
You also have the GP with the Infinity Edge, the Sterix Trinity Force combo, the Static Shift.
He's getting there. Wonder's able to carry fights now.
So not only do you have to worry about Jarnan, who's playing these fights quite well with the help of Wadid, but you also have to worry about Wonder, who has proven repeatedly He is incredibly talented on this gangplank in the late game.
But still, we have seen on Vitality side, both carries do really well in team fights. I mean, Trubex never getting caught out, and Jizuke always looking to see if he can hit a squishy target. Gilius is around, he's just starting it.
Perkz looking for the angle, they'll fire out the ulti. Maybe hoping to catch someone on the flank. Here comes the ulti. Gilius on the front line to the body block. Immediate gangplank follow-up. Pablo Shark, keep your eyes on the Meganar. Where's it going to go? Can he get it in? Jizuke trying to find the flank. Looking for a little bit more. Wall connects onto 2. Is he even going to get a chance to ult? Does not look like it. Vitality backing off. Locket used. Jizuke manages to find one. Wonder taken down. Jizuke just going to take the blast on over the wall. Manages to make it out. Arrow to stop any follow-up, but the CC is there. Decimating smash. There's the Kha'Zix, but it's not enough. Yarden fires back. It's the 1-for-1. A double for Jizuke, and G2 are right back on the Elder Drake.
2 members here from Vitality. Cabochard running from base. Elder Drake being started. No junglers to use Smite on him. 4-minute Trubex, fairly low, and Jacktroll can't really offer a whole lot yet. Cabochard is coming now.
6K, getting lower. Slowly dropping, they don't have a lot of damage here. There he goes, the Devour! Oh, Perkz a bit too far. Now trying to peel back. Mini Trubak's in trouble. Decimating Smash not going to connect. Kaba wants to run. Hjarnan wants to finish this, but it's a split call from G2. It's Perkz who's running. Meganar now comes in. Might be able to take him down before he can transform. We'll get a little bit of health back as he does so. Leap forward, smash him into the wall. Is this the chance? Is this the turn? No. Mini Trubak's taken down. Gets greedy for the kill on Kaba.
Gilius is here now.
Gilius too.
No one has killed Elder Drake yet. G2, they're very low in the base.
Minions
There's
in the
some
base.
super minions.
We've seen this before. We know what happens when Vitality find the backdoor play, but they will not find it today. Deficio, this is a bloodbath.
Elder Drake still alive. Mini Trubex went all in on trying to kill Hjarnan instead of just turning to kill Perkz after that ulti from Cabochard. All of G2 still looking towards that Elder Drake. They're all alive. They're on it right now.
They're taking a page from the Vitality book. They go right over the back into the pit. But Vitality are here. There's only 3 members in this pit. Wonder has to TP in. All to use. Perkz, if he doesn't find it on Jizuke, he does manage to connect. Gilius now has to run. May just be able to take him down. Leap in from Jankos. He does not have the Seraph Shield. Deleted immediately. 4 members on the Elder Drake. Gilius not even going to look for the
No,
They're going to get it.
Gotta go. There's no carries alive. Mini Trubex just respawned. G2 get the Elder Drake. There's 2 open inhibs in Vitality's base. Oh, G2 Esports. They lost so many games towards the end of this split, but they're still looking for that second place. Beat Vitality, and you get your tiebreaker against Splice.
And this is G2 that we have not seen before. Hjarnan is stepping up as a carry. Jankos is stepping up, not on tanks to set up other people to carry, but carrying himself, leaping into these team fights. Perkz is there as well. It doesn't matter if it's a tank or anything else. He has stepped up in these fights, but it's still so close.
Yes, that's the thing. We get the replay again. Mini Trubex is dead. G2 here with their carries. Perkz jumps. Jizuke, he's the only threat right now. Take him down very quickly. He's isolated. Easy peasy for G2. Secure it. Should be able to get a Baron as well with this. Get open base from Vitality. So G2 will get all the buffs in the world. This game has been so back and forth that even though it should be enough for G2, I'm not going to call it yet. They still need to get the Baron.
Looking to pick off Cabochard. Does manage to make it out with Ed on the front line. Cannon Barrage has been used. They're trying to find the disengage. Jizuke is not there. Mini Trubex is all alone. Goodbye, sir. Absolutely gone. 2 kills on the quick pickup. Jankos looking for the reset here.
We'll get it. Jizuke is on his way, but he's already lost his entire bot lane.
Meganar needs to be something. Tries to push him back. Stops the decimating smash, but Hjarnan is here. Wall up onto 3. Not enough. Multiple members now with G2. They are empowered by that Elder Drake.
Kills the wave.
Jizuke wants to kill the wave, but he cannot stop the cannon minion, the magic immune coming through for G2.
G2 Esports want to get every single inhib and maybe more, but there's no minions for them yet. Just get the inhibs. Back away. Jizuke can kill some minions. That's all on his side. So 3 inhibs should go down now. Reset, set up for Baron, and you should have everything in your favor if you're G2.
5K gold lead, Deficio. That even game at some points has been back and forth, but G2 now showing some dominance here. And Vitality just getting caught out again.
Well, at this point here, they didn't have the mid laner. So they couldn't really do anything, as I realized my mic was too far away from my mouth. Vitality, they know there's an Elder Drake. There's no Fed Rise. That's gonna be, they're actually rushing down this Baron here.
They are going to get it. Well, this is a back and forth indeed. Perks, though, if he finds a pick, 3 inhibitors are down. Vitality, if they lose this fight, they will lose the game. Mini Truex has been knocked up. Wonder is here. Yarnan is legendary. Yankos comes over. Savior of G2 as he manages to bring it in. Jizuke's going to make it home. 3 inhibs down. I don't think Jizuke can hold this.
That's all G2 needed. They did all the groundwork just before this one. Yeah, they lose the Baron, but who cares if you kill the enemy team? Jizuke, time to 1v5.
I don't know if it's possible. He's running. There's just too much damage.
He tried.
Yarnan picks up another one. 12, 1, and 9. Varus and Ezreal no more. Cabo getting run down as G2 storm into the base. They are going to knock Vitality down to 4th place, and they will face Splice in a tiebreaker, Deficio.
So important for G2 Esports. Rough ending to the split. Looked like they were not going to get that potential 2nd place, but they're still in it. Beat Unicorns yesterday, beat Vitality today.
And the battle for the bye is alive and well, folks.
This is still first versus second, but Snake, for some reason, start to feel more and more like the underdogs. We've seen some inconsistencies from them, and we continue to see growing strengths from the Rogue Warriors roster. And now is the perfect opportunity for Snake to not turn the ship around, but turn on the acceleration once more. Push forwards, get that momentum going for themselves again, and finish off cross-conference with a W.
Very well. Could see how this works out as Camille, Azir, and Vladimir, the exact same bans from Rogue Warriors, but this time they find themselves on blue side. Snake, on the other hand, banning away Sion, and now also targeting away that Ryze. Don't want to give that freedom to Doinby in the mid lane, knowing how proficient he is on that champion. As we get into our final ban, Snake, what on earth did they try to take away? Caitlyn from SMLZ?
Okay, so they don't go towards the Karma like they did last time. Snake, they banned Sion, Karma, and Olaf. Now, 2 of those champions have changed. Rogue Warriors, they could go towards the Olaf if they think it's a high priority champion, knowing full well that Snake may have some answers in place. So, for what it's worth, I like this hover a little bit more than the Olaf.
Tahm Kench being looked at again by Killua, doing huge work in that game number 1, moving across the map with Flawless and with SMLZ, even taking Doinby to places that he had never seen before, as now Tahm Kench will be locked in. But that said, Galio locked in for Guoguo. This is the 2nd time he's taken the champion, as SOFM immediately turns and follows it up with an Olaf.
And that's the priority that we expect from SOFM. Now, both of them are Lee Sin main, so it almost felt like we were going to see a game of chicken. But no, the Olaf is going to be the first rotation of junglers from Snake, SOFM. It's a big, powerful champion that a Galio can work incredibly well with. So as the first 2 picks go, this is a great opportunity for Snake to utilize that composition, to go forwards, to get some acceleration in their comp.
And now that is Kha'Zix locked in for Flawless to pair up against the likes of that Olaf. Great in those duels as, whoa, SMLZ locking in Kog'Maw here. Rogue Warriors, they are bringing out all the stops against Snake.
Yeah, the early priority on the Kog'Maw, not knowing the bottom lane that he's against, only knowing that he's got himself a Tahm Kench, but the Caitlyn has been banned, and perhaps that was the only concern that SMLZ had. The only priority that he had was that Caitlyn, was that lane control. But now, if you're Snake, this is exactly the pick you'd be going towards. You get it before the next ban phase. You lock in the Varus like we said before the drafts actually started, and now you can pick any support you want. Braum needs to be banned by Rogue Warriors, you would have to imagine, coming into this next ban phase.
That said, that gives a bit more freedom to Flandre in the top lane. He did a great job on that gangplank in game 1, though he did tragically overextend just a bit during a crucial fight that allowed Rogue Warriors to pick up some momentum. And with red side for Snake, you've got to imagine that if there is a Braum ban from Rogue Warriors, that gives even more freedom to Flandre. Corki banned away from Doinby.
Yeah.
The question is, who do they save that counter pick for? It's got to be Flandre, right? As Houdier, you want to take that support early.
Yeah, I mean, at the same, he knows the bottom lane matchup as well. It just depends if Houdier has a champion that he wants to pick for the comp. I do think most of the priority here from Rogue Warriors will be towards support, but yes, you are last picking on the red side, and you know the enemy 2v2 in the bottom lane. You kind of want to last pick for Flandre and give him a counter, unless, again, there is a priority champion that is shared between the both of them, like the Gnar, that may be a massive priority that they want to lock in early.
There's yet another Karma ban. This is, again, the most received banned champion from Rogue Warriors. Doinby almost never gets to play the champion.
And I expected that. I didn't expect the Corki. That's another interesting ban to be seen towards Doinby in the middle lane, knowing full well that the Cassiopeia is still there, knowing full well, of course, that he plays a wealth of champions in the middle lane. We mentioned the Orianna on the analyst desk as well. He's undefeated on that champion. Lulu is something that's oddly always banned away from him, that he can play in mid lane. Just keep that in your mind.
Now that said, we've got Gangplank and Gnar banned away from Flandre in that top lane as Shen is hovered. Could be a flex pick for Snake. So Rogue Warriors showing that they clearly respect Flandre just a little bit more than Crystal and Houdier, at least after that game 1. As Lulu is locked, you had to say it, Rusty.
Yes, I did. That was a conquer, man.
And look at SMLZ. He was absolutely enthralled with that.
He just, oh yeah, enthralled. SMLZ was so excited. There's one little movement on the mouse. And so they rounded out with the Cho'Gath as well. Mouse is going to be picking that up for the top lane. A damage dealing tank to be seen in top as well. I like the pick, but Shen does do quite nicely into it. So again, you would expect that's going to be going towards the top lane. There we go.
Oh, and a Bard locked in for Houdier. Down on that bottom half of the map, Snake, they've got a lot of protection. Shen, Galio, and then Bard to further stall these fights out, but a lot of the weight for their comp is going to rely on Crystal. Didn't have a great game 1.
He's going to be very empowered in this second game to do a lot of damage, though, especially when you look at who's going to be coming towards him. Through the early game, through the mid game. As you hit late game, a Kog'Maw is going to be so thoroughly protected, and a Cho'Gath is just going to one-hit you if you're ever next to him. So it is very important that the protection is there from Snake, and that is something that could be cause for concern. Galio reduces damage incoming, but Cho'Gath's damage is true.
Yeah.
It is always going to hurt you, and the Shen ultimate is just much more pivotal than as a result. Rogue Warriors, they've gone back to their tried and true. Snake, they have picked up a team composition besides the Bard that is very much them, and the Bard is that wild card in the mix.
Yeah, you can see as the coaches shake hands and make their way backstage for this game 2, Snake playing a very mobile comp. The fans have got to really give their team their energy after that game 1, because that was almost a personal defeat by Rogue Warriors. Tailored and sculpted, brutal and efficient. The question is, will they be able to fight back in game 2, or will Rogue Warriors step freely from the Snake Pit unscathed?
I have a feeling that what we saw in game number 1 is about to be seen again through the early stages of this game, Dom. We're going to see junglers meet each other in someone else's jungle, and they're going to fight to the finish. This time around, it's an Olaf and a Kha'Zix. The assassination is there, the isolation is there, but so is the Ravenous Berserker with attack speed at low health, and a Shen Galio to support him.
Oh yeah.
Especially at 6. It will go down.
Returning to their strengths, Snake are going to try to get themselves back into this, as the fans, all eyes are glued to that center screen to see how this is going to play out. We already heard how passionate Rogue Warriors were in game 1. That said, it seems like they're not that passionate in game 2.
Oh, they'll get there. It'll happen now.
All right, there it is.
respect and appreciate that person dearly for the amount of screaming she puts into saying Rogue Warriors.
Sheer volume of it.
But holy moly, Snake is loud in their home arena. The support is still there even though they're 0-1 down, Dom. They are fully ready to support their team to the finish. And they have set themselves up to succeed this time around, Snake, and it may look a little bit awkward through the draft phase. Looking at a Shen Bard combo, there's a lot that could go wrong with their composition as well. Galio's ultimate guaranteed to land in an area when you press it. Things could get awkward quickly. What we do have to note firstly is that a Varus Bard just demolishes a Tahm Kench from existing. And if that's the case, then what's a little Cog more to do? And that's the thing that scares me as this game starts, as junglers will be pathing from blue and red respectively to the opposite side of the map. If the 2v2 just outright wins from Snake, then what are Rogue Warriors going to do in response?
Perhaps SMLZ could be playing the confidence game, saying, hey, I know how to play against Crystal. I can beat him, even in this difficult matchup as he makes his way down there. SOFM's actually going for Gromp here.
Always the innovator, most importantly. Nope, he's gone towards presence of mind and precision. So every time he levels up, no mana cost, he can just throw the axes rampantly at the jungle camps.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing if he passed himself from wolves to red to raptors. He can just smash out the raptor camp at lightning speed with no mana costs for himself. He can kite the camp out a bit better.
In the mid lane, you can see the inspiration, all cooldown, biscuit delivery, and then that presence of mind as well.
As the tenacity also to be seen in precision. Not a bad choice when you're against a bunch of slows and stuns that is going to be seen from Snake's roster. So doing B, of course, mid Lulu is not something you will often see.
SOFM, you devious man. Going for a full topside clear, knows that his bottom lane has presence as well, and just steps in, steals away the Raptors. That said, Flawless is set to match.
Yeah, you know, last game we saw Raptors warded from Flawless, but he never committed to the rest of the jungle. So we'll have to see how he continues to push this one out. Snake know fully well where he could be. They are trying to protect the jungle camps of SOFM. They're trying to give him that massive CS and level advantage. You can see him starting to run away with it.
Already level 4 to the level 3 of Flawless. SOFM now turning towards his red buff. He's got his cake and he gets to eat it too as he just clears away so much. That said, Flawless seems to be at a bit of a loss for what to do. He's thinking of going top, just places a ward in the tri-bush, but Flandre under the turret at this early level is definitely undivable on that Shen.
Yeah, quite often you'll see Shens try and bully the Cho'Gath around. If you can taunt him and get the auto attacks with the Vorpal Spikes away from the minion waves, if you can get him away from the minion waves, it's weirdly similar to a Mordekaiser matchup. I don't know why I know that. But if you get him away from the minion waves, then you can out-trade him very nicely. But Flandre is one of those unique beasts when it comes to playing Shen. He's got the Ancient Coin. He's just trying to make some bank.
Not going for the Kleptomancy as we've seen before. Instead, still going for the gold-rich Shen.
And I do have to elaborate on a point that I said earlier. Of course, SOFM going towards the presence of mind, going towards the precision trees. That traditionally Olafs will find themselves wanting to go for Predator. I know often Olafs will choose between Ghost or Flash, and it feels bad to have Flash and to not have the movement speed from Ghost when you're ganking. You're very reliant then on the axe connecting. So Predator was a great way to circumvent that. Give yourself some ganking strength. Now, going towards a completely different build, going towards the on-hit build as well. It feels like he wants people to come to him, or he's not afraid of going at them knowing that his team will have the crowd control for him.
Already we can see the strengths of this bottom lane. Killua flashing onto Hudye, forces one in return. Still manages to land the tongue lash. Spits Hudye back out. Now heal is ready, it's used. SMLZ continues to fight back. Killua backs it away. One auto attack. Crystal's got a flash and the shield is back up. The Flawless out of nowhere helps get first blood for Rogue Warriors.
The literal assassin, by the way, just shows up. SOFM is nearby. He's level 5 to 4, but Flawless, they get themselves that kill contribution. They get that bit of extra experience. This is not going to happen from Hudye.
He's trying to bait them forward. Still, the Undertow just tags onto Flawless, and Rogue Warriors, now they see SOFM. Now they know they have to push this in.
Yeah, SOFM's actually there to contribute to trying to deny the wave from crashing to the turret. That was a ridiculously large wave that was going to crash to the benefit of Crystal. SOFM is just being a nuisance, honestly. No, never going to get himself a kill.
Stalling out that bottom lane as best he can. But like you said, look at those minions. 8 of them gone. Hujier tragically not even getting that one as he's finishing off the few that he can. Finally, Crystal makes his way back, but here it goes again.
Yeah, we get ourselves the replay. Now, Bard's very good against Tom Kench because the slow amount is equal to the movement speed. So you can walk it out. But that Tom, man, now I'm surprised that connected. He gets the stun, he gets the eat.
Somehow,
and then hello.
SOFM has found Kahlua undertow, penetrates the shield, and that's a solo kill for Snake's SOFM.
It's just relentless, isn't he? SOFM does not want to exit the arena and go back towards jungling. He's finally committed himself to ganking, and now they've committed themselves to cheesing. They know full well that Kahlua is not available. SMLZ, no heal, but he does have the flash. However, I'm not sure the turret is a safe place.
Oh, stepping forward. Oh, he sees it, but that's going to be a quick race over the wall. Challenging Smite. He flashes back. SOFM.
Oh, they're
Stand
diving.
united. They certainly are. He's auto-attacking turret. Hit one. Flandre goes in. He's got the dodge zone, and Hujier gets the kill. Still flawless. Is there. Does he have enough? Hey, that's going to be another kill. Turning over Snare. And saved by Kahlua. Holy goodness. This is almost personal. Doiby's back here too. Flash, auto attack. He gets it. He manages to get the knock up. Hujier makes it over the wall. Here comes the grand entrance from Guoguo. He gets in. A double kill for Doiby's Lulu. Guoguo with the taunt. Manages to lock Kahlua down. Flawless is still thinking of going back in. They are looking for him. They've found him. He is dead. And Rogue Warriors, by sheer mechanical skill, are outplaying Snake in their home arena.
Oh my god, everybody is here right now. The fight just continues to happen. No one wants to stop, but the end result is still a massive victory for the side of Rogue Warriors. It started that way with the fight we saw bottom lane. It started with the first kill going to SMLZ, and then the cheese response from Snake. It was there. It worked once. They found themselves Kahlua, but a second time, no, it's not going to happen. SMLZ spots them in the bush. Everyone just rotates to be here in the first place, and this is that first dive, that first step towards getting a kill, and they do get him. The Acathian's surprised at the end. I mean, the true damage is going to secure it. Flawless knows and doesn't want to overexert himself or overstep. And by not overstepping, it saves his life. Now, his life being saved is what gets them the extra kills in the end, alongside Doinby just being here as well. Kahlua, note during this entire fight, is just auto-attacking. No one will stop him from doing damage. Doinby is the real focus. He was just a byproduct, and a Tom Kench does a lot of damage if he's not touched.
Now that has to also be, it also has to be said, Mouse with no teleport could not join in. He was pushing in the top lane, 13 CS ahead now, did get some chip damage onto that tier 1. So as we get to that 8-minute mark, already 2,000 gold nearly for Rogue Warriors as Doinby picks up blue. Still, SOFM steps forward into the jungle, invades for a control ward, and is trying to keep his team back on track.
Yeah, the scary thing is the top laner didn't matter from this instance, right? The fact that he was able to farm, he was able to get an experienced lead and get some control of that lane. He was also able to get a free recall against the Tiamat Shen that's now starting to push towards him. Is a major victory for Rogue Warriors on a lane that you don't really get a chance to see, because it's not going to be a place you're looking. You're meant to be looking at how they come to the rest of the map, and the interesting part about that, Dom, is that they can now. They've got an equal amount of mobility around the map, and they can make that work.
Still, we're seeing the laning phase from the likes of Rogue Warriors. Much closer to even here in this game too, though. Flawless, he's just outside of vision. You can see him on your mini-map. Kahlua steps forward, that's exhaust. Heal is used, but a tempered fate stalls out Rogue Warrior. Still Flawless is so fast. Moby Boots, he catches Crystal, snipes up for some more. Hujier is the first target, pinned against the wall. He goes low, the dive as they get another Kahlua, walks away. Double kill, SMLZ.
Flawless had jumped the entire time as well. He's invisible and he just walks up to them to deal damage. They are relentless when they find themselves the target. The slow from Tom Kench, the exhaust from Kahlua as well. He is such a good support, honestly, and he is playing a major part in Rogue Warriors' success in this game too.
Once again, Rogue Warriors focusing their bottom lane. First it was Doinby in game 1, now it's Flawless in game 2. He's 4-1-1 on a Kog'Maw to a 0-3-1 Varus. Even being kind enough to help contribute over this Infernal Dragon. Rogue Warriors seems like they have got Snake down to a T.
I mean, they really do, and it's where they're strong, trying to exploit where Snake are weak. We're seeing that completely exploited. Get themselves the Drake. Doinby a supportive mid laner. That means that mid is basically nullified. That's exactly what Rogue Warriors want, because they want them both to roam. Top lane, I mean, we saw a Shen ult, but it didn't mean a great deal in the end as well. And look at the gold difference in mid lane.
Mid and AD carry. Nearly 1,400 for the both of them, as Blade of the Ruined King was just finished by SMLZ as he makes his way back out. And Doinby nearly completing his quest on Eye of the Watchers and his Athene's Unholy Grail.
Yep, that's gross. It's going to be a big old support Lulu that actually does damage, and that's what you hate to see. If the Lulu's ever dealing damage, generally like, okay, the game's not going well. If that Lulu can do anything. But the mid Lulu, the very rarely seen Lulu, and a fed SMLZ on the Cogmore could not be more right.
Oh, he actually was able to get around the vision here. Now he's finally going to be spotted. He steps in, going to engage on the SOFM. As the submarine is initiated, you can see FLICKR joining in. It's 5 members again of Snake as they try to counterplay it this time. They will finish off SMLZ. Killua backing away as Mao's teleporting into his demise. And that's going to be Snake picking up one, looking for another. They're fighting it out. Flawless trades for another kill, but Doinby is still firing across as Killua baits it as best he can. Still, they are fighting in the exact same spot as last time.
Flawless has got a flank job.
He certainly does, looking for a way in, trying to get some sort of reset. He steps forward onto the stealth, looking for Guogo, gets the damage, is not enough to kill him. He's taunted, shadow dash by FLICKR. Flawless leaps to safety, and that's going to be Killua dying as he overextends. Doinby does not have the auto damage. And Snake are the ones that win this trade.
There's just not enough damage to secure kills instantly. It's so back and forth, it's so close. But if a fight starts with Cogmore dying, then Rogue Warriors, I mean, they're trying their best to compensate for that. They're trying their best to get kills. Doinby!
Flash Shadow Dash from FLICKR. Snake got another kill on the board.
They're just stepping up when they shouldn't be as well. Snake are playing so coy around the fact that Rogue Warriors do push their luck. They constantly do that, and they're able to make them pay for it. They are keeping themselves in this game when they were against a massive Cogmore. You see this start. Remember, Flawless was tracking SOFM, but with no hesitation, he flashes over the wall. With no hesitation, Guogo was already prepared. They were already there to take the fight, and they get themselves SMLZ from the get-go, and now they're routed. Snake are in a very awkward position where Flawless can get the first kill, and you're looking at this, you know, this is actually not a bad spot for Rogue Warriors to be in, with Doinby able to contribute damage. Then, of course, you remember that he is a support Lulu in the mid lane. His damage isn't that high. He's got an Athene's Unholy Grail, and it's on Flawless to contribute the damage. So he ults back in. He comes back in, but pretty much just dies straight away as the damage goes from Crystal and has to get out. Killua then dies. That's it. There's just no damage from Rogue Warriors to secure those kills.
Amazingly, they lost only Hudye in that extended engage, and still, it's only 1,000 gold difference between these two teams. As again, there is no hesitation from either of them to back up.
I'm actually just so impressed by SOFM's decision-making to go forwards with a lack of hesitation that is just unfounded.
Yeah.
They knew fully well that they were diving bottom lane, didn't care if they knew where Flawless was or not. The fact that that was the thought process is what allows them to still win that.
And already with the advantage that Rogue Warriors had off of the first time they tried that, you can only imagine how much worse it would be if they failed it a second time. But this time they put the faith in their mechanics, they put the faith in the low damage of Rogue Warriors, and they're able to walk away largely unscathed. Still though, we're watching Rogue Warriors back on the map. They've got themselves some healthy momentum. That said, there isn't too much that they can do with it until that next dragon spawns.
Yeah, we don't have item spikes for top laners as well, so their contributions start to feel a little bit weak for the moment. Mouse was just there to die in the last fight as well, unfortunately. And at the same time, a Titanic Hydra being rushed by FLICKR to control those minion waves even better against the Choker. Killua, he's actually very caught if an axe hits. They're just afraid to follow up with the fight.
SOFM lets him off with a warning as Flawless steps forward. Spotted out by the zombie ward, and SOFM, excellent ward placement, just denying this vision that Rogue Warriors were so ruthless with in game one. Flawless is still so fast, though, with those Mobies.
Tom Kench does have the ultimate to cover distance to get here as well, but Snake, there was a control ward recently placed in that bush, so they're able to recall there safely as well. No one going to see them means that Flawless is also wasting his time. I really like the communication there from Snake so far. This second game, whilst it started off very shaky, they have turned that around with consistent decision-making. They are playing the game at their own pace. They're not letting Rogue Warriors bully them around.
And with that, we finally see Snake setting up some vision, denying that rough throttling out of vision from Rogue Warriors in this game one, keeping themselves safe. Guinsu's finally finished off for Crystal, as they are just buying time to get themselves back to even.
We definitely are. Of course, we have to look towards those next steps, however, in this game at 15 minutes in. We've mentioned what the compositions can do, and some of it's just very obvious, of course. Kog'Maw working seamlessly well with a Lulu that we're seeing in the middle lane. And a lot of damage from Mouse on the tanks to compensate, so it's not just going to be a one-threat composition. On Snake's side, we've seen them hit level 6. We've seen their composition now in effect, but we have to look past that. Can they split push? Can they 1-3-1? Something that they should actually be very good at.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. As for the time being, they are just focusing on keeping standard lanes. 15 seconds for that Infernal Dragon to spawn. Already Snake have littered the river with vision as Crystal pushing up bottom to try to match the push of Rogue Warriors, knowing that this could be a big point of contention. Hero's Entrance is ready for Guoguo. Stand United is ready for Flandre, and Mouse has got his teleport.
They certainly have the makings for that play. I just wonder at which point they're going to make it. I know the mid lane's just poking each other. Guoguo is super tanky, so he's just expending mana as he can to try and poke the Rod of Ages.
Ooh, Flawless finds SOFM. He's going to get some damage with that challenging smite. That Stand United. Flawless leaps away and kites it around the side, dodging the vision of his opponent. That's going to be a wild growth to keep him standing, but finally he goes down. Mouse joins the fight, but they've already lost a lot of damage. The bottom lane is trying to get in, but Abyssal Voyage was canceled, and they do manage to get the kill with a Devour from the likes of Mouse. It's turned into 2 1v1s. Doinby trying to kite back out against Guoguo. Cleanse Flash just in case, but he's able to get the solo kill on the side. Flandre tries to get revenge, but Rupture Mouse follows it up with another. It's all about the outplays here as there was a skirmish in bottom lane too.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kog'Maw gets himself a kill bottom as well. They've actually found themselves between the turrets. Rogue Warriors.
Where are you going?
Oh, you know exactly where he's going. He smells blood.
Even Killua looping around allows Hujie to go around the far side.
But again, an extended fight happens mid constantly. These fights will go for over 20 seconds because it's a Lulu and a Galio duking it out in a 1v1. But in the end, this time, it's Rogue Warriors that still come up trumps. They're able to get themselves the kills. Mouse was able to contribute massively. That is the biggest difference this time around. And the fanciest feat that you've ever... Oh, wow. So this is how Snake choose to lose a 2v2. They wanted to stop the contribution towards mid lane. If Tahm Kench got in there, then things would have been a lot worse for the side of Snake, but doesn't make it better here, does it?
Crystal steps up onto SMLZ. This is the exact same play that cost Snake playoffs just last year, trying to take the 1v1 against SMLZ.
And of course, for those who don't know, if Tahm Kench has gobbled someone up and Bard ults them, the person inside the stomach is still free to move.
Yep.
Which is why SMLZ comes out like, what the heck's going on over here? Is started attacking the closest target.
Sneaking forward, looking for some vision here.
I'm actually sad we saw the bottom fight instead of the mid fight. The way Flawless played that was incredible.
Yeah.
The dodges, the ability to get out as well. I don't know if he had the flash, he does now, but he might have been able to live even.
He is everywhere with these mobility boots, except the top half of the map, because both of these teams know how valuable that bottom lane is. Still, SMLZ is 30 CS ahead, 5-2-2. Though Crystal is keeping pace, though he is a level down. He's finished off his Guinsoo's trying to catch up to that Kog'Maw. But still, Infernal Dragon is started. Rogue Warriors, just like game one, get to the objective first.
This is a second Infernal Drake though, so this is very significant for Rogue Warriors to pick up for themselves. We haven't mentioned this yet in this game, but we are seeing it evidenced one more time. SMLZ is a crit Kog'Maw, and he has got 2 Infernal Drakes to scale him up even further. This is a very dangerous prospect for Snake to be fighting against. And it's getting worse and worse.
Take a look at that third dragon, Rusty. It is a third Infernal. There are now 6 minutes for Snake to try to get themselves into a position to fight for this, because if that's 3 Infernals on a crit Kog'Maw, Snake won't stand a chance.
I'm actually of the opinion that the next 6 minutes are the most crucial for Snake before that Kog'Maw gets the next items completed. He's gone for a bit of a hybrid between both items, the Infinity Edge and presumably a Runar's Hurricane, but it could be anything with SMLZ and his crit items. But once he starts to complete those, you'd feel like it's a little bit too much damage for Snake to deal with a Lulu completing Athene's and Ardent Sense already there. They're fully empowered to protect him. They just need the item spikes to be done.
Look at this. Doinby's roaming up towards the top half of the map. Lulu he may be, but could contribute a bit here as he just clears out that ward in Tri-Bush. Already you can see Guoguo actually rushing bottom, using the Justice Punch to get down there with SOFM.
They've also got the Bard ultimate to engage from a decent range. Ganking from the Tri-Bush is one of the most accessible places for them. And still top lane, the trade's going to be there. Note that Doinby does not have teleport, and Mouse does not have his currently available. There's a really good chance for Snake if they wanted to make a trade. The Infernal Drake's already gone. It's literally just to kill bottom lane. That's all they want.
Oh, but Flawless goes in. Look at the damage to Crystal. He is assassinated before he even knows what happened.
Yeah, so Rogue Warriors just made the one play you would never expect them to do, and I think that's what caught Snake completely off guard. If your mid laner and top laner without teleports are pushing top, there is just no world you're ganking and fighting bottom lane, because that's where Snake are. They're trading. But that was so much damage placed so quickly and in a place that Snake didn't expect that the kill was just free.
Duskblade of Drakthar first. Flawless steps in as they're now diving between turrets. SMLZ takes some hits from those turrets, but that means Rogue Warriors push up onto the tier 1, breaking all 3 outers at 21 minutes.
That might have been a very deep place to use the Tahm Kench ultimate, but the idea was perfectly sound. Gets themselves the mid lane outer turret, grows themselves a 5k gold lead. We just mentioned how important the next 6 minutes were for Snake, with the next Drake being an Infernal, but the Barons are already alive, and that gold lead has just continued to stretch. Turrets have just dropped within minutes of us stating the importance of right now in the game. They've got their item spikes. If ever there was a moment to take a fight for Snake, you're looking at very soon.
It's still about a 2,500 gold difference between Doinby and Guogo. SMLZ just over that at 2,900. And with that recall, he finishes off Boots 2 and Infinity Edge. Even more damage coming out of this Kog'Maw.
As a random note as well, we saw the Infinity Edge, yes, but we look towards mid lane's builds to how they're going to protect him, and it's a Zeke's Harbinger, I believe. I don't know if it's changed any time. It changes a lot, but it's there to actually empower SMLZ that little bit further. Of course, the active on it being super crucial when he ults. Doinby will always be using the ultimate to protect SMLZ, so it's a perfect, harmonious item for the composition once again. And most importantly, the reason I bring this up is it's cooldown reduction, very cheap. Very good item for the Lulu to get if it's all about empowering SMLZ and spiking earlier. It's not a scaling item, it's not an efficient late game item, but they want to be strong now.
Flawless spotted out on that top half of the map with Doinby. He still gets so much damage, leaps away from Crystal in time. Teleport going to be completed for Mouse. Righteous Glory immediately popped. He follows through the journey. Feast is ready, but Naturias stalling it out. Crystal in the middle of the team goes low, and it's going to be finished off by Doinby's autos. SMLZ finally joins. Look at the damage that Kog'Maw is already doing. He wants it, but does not get the Bioarcane Barrage.
And he's able to step up with no one able to stop him. Kalua's just going straight into the Baron, it looks like. They finally get SMLZ into the Magic Carpet Ride, and there go Rogue Warriors. They get one pick. Now, it isn't SOFM. He is nearby, and he has the flash. Rogue Warriors still need to play this out correctly.
Level 11 to level 11. Flandre had teleported in. Guogua, Shield of Duran, used and canceled. SOFM over the wall. He's got the undertow. He goes in. He's going to look for the slam, but he has died. It's up to Flandre now. Can he do it? Oh, no, he cannot. The Devourer as Rogue Warriors finish off the Baron, and in that same move, cut off the head of the Snake.
He was in, but just a little bit early, and Rogue Warriors get everything they could possibly want and more with 3 more kills to follow, and suddenly Snake, their hopes and dreams in this best of 3 series dwindle. There is not a lot left for them right now besides miraculous outplays. That Kog'Maw is scaled and then some.
He absolutely has. Back onto the map. Rogue Warriors now have got so much tempo, so much momentum to try to break apart Snake's base. And while the early game was great for Snake in trying to stall out the game, it was just a few mistakes.
Look at SMLZ's damage over the wall. He just doesn't have a care in the world. This is the life for an AD carry. That's the life you want to live if you're ever playing the role as well. Just stand and deliver. The Cho'Gath, of course, has the Devour to secure the Baron. Snake, they should not have gone over the wall to protect their Olaf. That was a one-man affair.
We're right back into it, and SMLZ is an inhibitor deep into the base. Already the inhib turret has been finished. He spits himself back out so that he can chase down even more kills. Rogue Warriors are chasing the clock in this game too.
Inhib's just gone, and it looks like Rogue Warriors, they could go bottom, but why go bottom when you can threaten ending the game at 24 minutes right now?
Already SOFM steps up, has to run back to the base. Shadow dash, but again, Killua with the save. Spins him forward as they chase it down. A double kill for SMLZ. Denied the triple, but won't be denied the game as he turns onto the Nexus of Snake.
There is no stopping this steam train. They get themselves the victory.
25 minutes in, Snake emerge from the Snake Pit unharmed.
And they should emerge smiling as well. Maybe everyone but SMLZ, we'll have to see. It's a rarity that he will at all, but he was put on a pedestal, he was empowered, and they set up the AD carry of Rogue Warriors to succeed. And succeed they did.